Scott, I don't remember a ball game that I've called where it was snowing, and that's exactly what we've got here at Blankenship Field. Snow flurries falling. The crowd's not loud, but I don't blame them because they're all in there, and they'll probably be clapping as loudly as they ever have, but they've got mittens on, heavy gloves. Everyone's kind of dressed for this game, but I'm proud of the Oak Ridge fans because they came out here in big numbers despite the fact that it is terribly cold out here. Riverdale brought a great turnout of fans here. The band's down there playing. And I know, that must be some of the worst things, too, to have to blow on cold metal instruments on a night like this. But the Boosters Club had 2 big industrial-strength heaters donated to them, and they're located around where the cheerleaders are, and they're blowing hot air. And I was down on the field. I don't know if you got a taste of that, but that is some nice heat coming out of those heaters.
Now, I noticed that Bill Zolliger has found that in a hurry. He's right down there in front of it, but what a great job. I'm not sure who actually ended up donating those things, but that's going to make a difference. If you're continually cold, and it's going to be wet too, so as soon as these players get hit the ground, they're going to be soaking wet. The wind too, David, the wind, this is probably the windiest ball game that we've played in this year, and which is something also that may make a big difference, especially maybe in some of the passing game tonight.
Scott, I think the Wildcats are going to have a good passing game tonight. I think they've got to have the good running game for sure from Corey Booker and Spencer, but in past years, Oak Ridge has only scored in 3 ball games against Riverdale 2 touchdowns. They've only scored 14 points total ever in a Riverdale ball game. They've stuffed and stopped our running game. The Wildcats have got to be able to do both. They've got to be able to run the ball. They've got to establish the run, and Scott's got to have a good game passing the ball.
Well, he does. Also, you have to think about it. They're going to stop Oak Ridge from time to time, and we know that. Also, I don't see them totally shutting this Oak Ridge offense out, but you look at a game like this in this kind of magnitude, kicking game is you're going to have to win the kicking game. You've got a stiff breeze blowing. Danny Horverdale's got to have a good game both punting and kicking off.
About to have our national anthem. We're going to send it back to Darren Creek once again. It's Oak Ridge and Riverdale, and we'll be back to Blankenship Field in 2 minutes.
As member schools of the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association, they remind you that sportsmanship and the objectives of educational athletics are what set this event apart from other levels of competition. The cooperation and support of the values promoted by these 2 schools is greatly appreciated.
Back here at Blankenship Field, the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats getting set to come down the steps here, and they've got some track lighting that they put on the inside of the steps, from the top of the steps down to the bottom, and they're flashing red and white. Once again, kudos goes out to the Oak Ridge Booster Club as the Wildcats obviously are coming down the steps here at Blankenship Field, getting ready for this semifinal round game, and those lights they really add something to it. The train whistle, the Wildcat, the train crossing sign going off. Great atmosphere for high school football.
Oh, it's exciting, David. I tell you what, the people here, the fans, and you look at Riverdale. Riverdale has brought a lot of people over here. Their students are down on the field waiting for their team to come through their balloon banner that they have down there. And what an exciting atmosphere for a football game. Spitting snow, like you said, David. Don't remember doing a game in the snow. What a difference. You know, the first game, it's about 98 degrees in here.
Captains for the two teams are out on the field. The Wildcats have Jeremy Henderson. Brian Harris is out there along with Grant Henry and Parker Jarnigan. We're about to get set here. The toss of the coin. I can't quite see. The Oak Ridge Wildcats have won the toss. Will defer to the second half. So the Wildcats will be kicking off to the Riverdale Warriors. One of these two teams will be playing for the state championship next Saturday night at Middle Tennessee State University. The Wildcats are coming down the steps to our right. Riverdale is mounting behind their balloon little arc, as Scott mentioned a moment ago. The captains are rolling to their respective sidelines, and the Wildcats are getting ready to run onto Blankenship Field. The band has created that little tunnel down on the field, and I can hear them getting ready to play, and the Wildcats are about to run through the sign, and the cheerleaders down on the field, and it's about time for the Wildcats and Warriors to kick it off. Final four in the state: the Wildcats of Oak Ridge, the Riverdale Warriors, Franklin, and Germantown. They're the only teams playing in 5A football tonight. Some of the games, I think the Maryville game, I understood, postponed until tomorrow, which is interesting as the Wildcats watch Riverdale come onto the field here all around their sideline. Their fans are on their feet giving the Warriors an ovation. This team has been to the state championship game 3 years in a row as the Wildcats are preparing to come on to Blankenship Field, and they're actually moving into our area to watch us run onto the field. They're running onto the OR in the middle of the field, and the Oak Ridge fans are giving them a rousing boo. Here come the Wildcats onto the field, and not so happy about that one, Scott Munger.
No, they came out to the middle of the field, and we're getting ready to be toward the OR, and I tell you what, I give the hands to the official there. They said, no, guys, we're not going to play that, and they backed them all up. Now each teams are on each according sideline.
We're about to get this one underway. The Wildcats will be kicking off here. Thanks for tuning us in on this Friday after Thanksgiving. We only had 2 basketball games today, and if you're an Oak Ridge fan, it's just a sports spectacular here. The basketball games, the girls and the boys both won. It's great to beat Dobbins-Bennett twice in the same week, but that's what the boys did today. The football team obviously last Friday. The girls beat Tennessee High of Bristol today as well. Scott, your final thoughts as we get ready for this ball game?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great game. I think everybody knows that. It's why so many people are here. But Oak Ridge and Riverdale, whoever's going to win this ball game is going to have to protect the ball. Big, big key for tonight's ball game.
Ben Peters is our statistician. Michael Davis, David Bryant, Kevin McKeithen, Connor Goldmeyer, Joe Reynolds, our camera personnel. Back to receive the kit, Antoine Smith, along with Gaston Miller. They're standing back inside the 5-yard line. I think one of the keys is to see if Oak Ridge can have the same kind of kicking they've had from Danny Horedale. On a cold night, I wouldn't want to be kicking a football, but
Danny, at least for right now, has got a very strong wind blowing right on his back. So if he gets into it at all, it will probably go into the end zone.
Looks like Riverdale brought just a pep band as the Oak Ridge crowd comes to their feet. Wildcats getting ready to kick this one off at home against the Riverdale Warriors. Danny Horedale has the ball on the tee. The Wildcat fans are on their feet, making noise, and we're about to get underway. And here's Danny's approach, and here's his kick. It's a line drive kick. It's to be a touchback. He sails it in and out of the end zone. So they actually did get a chance to cover the field around the kicking area of the field, so that part is at least a little drier than some other parts of the field. And we're about to get set here. Out on the field will come the Riverdale Warrior offense. The defense for the Wildcats, the tackles for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge has Jeremy Henderson starting at tackle tonight. Also Josh Snyder. The ends, Brian Harris, along with Maurice McKinney. The linebackers, Mitchell, Goldmeyer, and Price. Up to the line will come the Riverdale Warriors. Receivers left and right. Offset eye. Quarterback is Dave Thomas. 1st and 10 at the 20. The pitch will go to the tailback. Fakes the reverse. Works the ball right side. Boom! boom, and he's blasted behind the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats, Grant Henry stays at home, and they leave about 6 yards on the play.
Well, David, they came out first play with a little bit of trickery. They came out and pitched the ball one way to the running back. He hands off to the reverse, and it looks like he had the ball in his hands, was getting ready to throw him. I didn't see a receiver out there, but a big, great start for the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Loss all the way back to the 14-yard line. It's second down, 6 yards to go. I mentioned their quarterback, Dave Thomas. He's a 5'11", 167-pound junior. Not very tall, but they've got some running backs that have got a lot of speed. Two receivers split to the left. Single man to the right. Man comes in motion. Four-man front, Oak Ridge. Thomas to pass. Little quick pass out here is dropped. Right in his hands, Ramil Oliver, 6'2", 190-pound junior. He was wide open out there in the flat. All he did was have to catch it, turn and run, but he dropped it. It's third down and 16.
You know, maybe it's so cold right now, David, you can tell that ball was perfectly thrown right into the receiver's hands, and he just drops it. So maybe, you know, it's a great start for the Wildcats. Big play coming up, third and about 15.
Ball's at the 14-yard line. Two receivers split to the right, a single man to the left. Offset eye once again. Dave Thomas at quarterback. Third down, 16 yards to go. Handoff goes tailback. He's hit. Blasted in the backfield. Will lose yardage. Back at the 13-yard line, the Wildcats start the game off with an outstanding defensive stand, and Oak Ridge is going to get the ball, and dropping back to receive the punt, senior Corey Booker. Wildcats will watch Riverdale punt from basically around their own goal line. Corey standing back at the 50-yard line. 10:52 to play first quarter. The winner plays for the state championship next Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Riverdale to punt from their own end zone. High snap. Punt is away, but before that, flags are down. I've never had a snowflake blow into the window, and I just had one for the first time ever. Let's see what this penalty is going to be. They're pointing towards Riverdale, and that's going to back them up another 5 yards. So Riverdale not starting out the way they would have liked to have started. They'll step the yardage back, put the ball down inside the 10-yard line, where it'll be fourth down and about 17 yards to go for a first down. This time he will be punting from his own end zone, from the checkerboard end zones on the Jackson Square side of Blankenship Field. Wildcats making noise. The fans down here in front of us. Riverdale to punt from their own end zone. Fourth down, low snap, pressure, kick is away. Short, wobbly kick. Corey's going to field it and make a move to the 35-yard line and goes down at around the 33. Great field position to start the game for the Wildcats. First and 10 at the Riverdale 33. Right into the wind, he had to punt the ball.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things you do when you look at the wind. You want to get off to a good start. Oak Ridge got to choose which way they kicked off, and they actually went with the wind. The wind really helped them, at least on the kick now. But David, look at the snow coming down. It's amazing out here.
Wildcat offense is on the field, splitting out to the far right. We've got Daley Thompson. Nick Walker is in there as well as a receiver. Wing to the right is Corey Booker. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Spencer Goldmeyer in the backfield. Handoff goes to Spencer, and Spencer moves the ball forward for about 2. Not much more than that. It'll bring up second down, 8 yards to go. Just underway. First quarter action here at Blankenship Field. Sean Kimbrough there on the stop for the Riverdale Warriors. With those gloves, Scott, it's going to be hard for you to point out this small roster here because those fingers are thick. So I don't know who you're pointing to, but we'll go in the general direction, the first two that you point to. Up to the line will come Oak Ridge. Cody Kofer, Landon Thomas, split to the far right, I formation, second down, 8 yards to go. Up to the line, Scott McMahon will pass. Looks to pass. Here's the pass, incomplete. Trying to fire it out here, I believe, to either Kofer. It'll be incomplete. Third down at about 8 yards to go. I thought Scott might tuck it and run it that time. He had some running room up the field. Landon Thomas was the deep receiver. Good coverage by the Riverdale Warriors.
It was very good coverage. Oak Ridge faked the toss sweep and then came out on the bootleg, or actually on the rollout after that. And Scott had a receiver open momentarily, threw it hard, and just came out of his hands a little wrong, overshot it, brings up third and a long 8 yards.
Ball is at the 33-yard line. Up to the line will come Oak Ridge. Walker and Thompson split to the right. Snow blowing into the window here at Blankenship Field. Third down, 8 yards to go. McMahon hands it off to Goldmeyer, and he's blasted. Gained about a yard. Not much more than that. Kind of an interesting looking play. Let's see if they bring in Danny Horridell to attempt a long field goal. Wildcats watched the Riverdale Warriors step up and play solid defense. It'll be fourth down at about 6 yards to go.
They're tough up the middle, David. They're not that big. You look at them, and matter of fact, all the guys just about are wearing running back numbers. They're 40s and 30s, so they're all good. They're all fast and quick down there.
4th down. Wildcats are going for it here. 4th down and 7 yards to go. Ball's at the 32-yard line of Riverdale. 2 receivers split to the right. Wildcats from the shotgun. Scott McMahon. Pass out here to Daley Thompson. Blockers in front. Moves the ball forward and is tackled. Close to a 1st down, depending on the spot. It is right at it. They're going to have to bring the chains onto the field. The Wildcats, and Daley would have had more yardage if he hadn't hit the wet part of the field and slipped. Referee looking across the field and is going to signal, bring the chains out onto the field. 9:04 to play. We have a scoreless ball game here at Blankenship Field. The winner to play for the state championship next week, as the chains are going to be brought onto the field.
It looks like he's got a 1st down from here, David, maybe by half the length of a football. That time Scott McMahon just rolls out to his right. Daley Thompson maybe takes about 3 steps and turns around and then actually accelerates. He sees the gap and tries to shoot it. His feet slip out from under him, and Oak Ridge will have a 1st down.
1st and 10 Wildcats. You can probably hear the enormous Oak Ridge crowd making a lot of noise down here in front of us. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Wildcats and Riverdale Warriors tied 0-0. Just underway. The Wildcats watched them come out. After the Danny Horridale kickoff, they had a reverse play, and they lost about 12 yards on the play and never were able to get any kind of yardage. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. I formation, Goldmeyer and Booker. Receivers left and right. Scott McMahon from the 24-yard line of Riverdale. The pitch will go to Corey Booker, looking for running room, finding a little bit, and slips out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. Only about a yard or so on the play. It's going to be hard running on the corners, too, especially with the slippery turf out there, and that's one of the problems the Wildcats are going to have to deal with. It'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Clock is stopped. 8:50 to play here in this 1st quarter. Wildcats getting Jake Vane into the ball game. Bruising fullback comes in. Daley Thompson splits out to the far left along with Nick Walker. I formation once again. Goldmeyer is out. The tight end of James Mitchell lined up here on the right. Quarterback hands it off to Booker as he falls down. I think they're going to call him down. I think Scott slipped at the 30-yard line, and I believe they're going to call him down where his knee hit, and that's back here at the 27-yard line. It's just so unfortunate that a game of this magnitude has to be played on field conditions such as this.
Absolutely, and Oak Ridge right now is in the very worst part of this field. That time, I don't know if he slipped coming out or if maybe just got tangled up with one of the guards that was pulling, but Scott's left knee hit just as he was handing the ball off. Actually, a pretty good call by the officials.
3rd down at about 13 yards to go. Ball is sitting at around the 27-yard line of the Riverdale Warriors. Cody Kofer, Daley Thompson split to the left. Booker is in a slot to the left side as well. Single running back is Spencer Goldmeyer. Scott McMahon doesn't like what he sees, and he calls a timeout. 8:15 to play 1st quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds. Back here at Blankenship Field, Scott McMahon, 3rd down, 12 yards to go from the Riverdale 27-yard line. Booker comes in motion, McMahon to pass. Has some time, there's a man deep, the man is there, he's got it at the 1-yard line. No, it is a touchdown for the Wildcats. James Mitchell scores for the Wildcats. Just hit the pylon, stayed in bounds, touchdown Oak Ridge.
Yeah, what a great call, great play, great execution. That time Scott McMahon rolls out to his right, and James Mitchell's lined up in the tight end. He goes straight for the flag, and as the ball was right on the money, another half a second he would have been out of bounds. Great catch. Oak Ridge scores first in a huge ball game.
Austin Keithley to attempt the extra point. Austin trying to tie the single season extra point mark. On this extra point, coming into this game, Austin Keithley is 56-60. His extra point try is up, and it is no good. Off to the right side. Didn't really get a lot of it, but the Wildcats are getting ready for the kickoff. Cell phone right now on my cell phone right here. Okay, so just be prepared for that. All right, call me.
Danny Morwell to kick off for the Wildcats.
Do you have that right there? Back here on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15, and on the internet, prepradio.com. Oak Ridge getting ready to kick off. Here's the kick. It's a line drive kick. It's going to be another touchback, sailing in and out of the end zone. Scott, the Wildcats, a big touchdown. Big touchdown for Oak Ridge as James Mitchell is able to make the catch. Unfortunately, though, the Wildcats didn't get the extra point.
Well, you hate to see that. Maybe Keithley's got a little bit of nerves going with him going for the record, but he pulls one just a little bit left. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt Oak Ridge.
Once again, it'll be Riverdale, first down, 10 yards to go. 6-0 our score. I formation, receivers left and right. Once again, up to the line they'll come. Quarterback Thomas, pass complete to the man out of the backfield, moves the ball forward, but not for much. He's tackled at the 22-yard line. Stop is made by Johnny Miller, along with, I believe, Daley Thompson and Bo Price. It was actually Bo made the stop. It'll be a gain on the play of about 2 yards. Second down and 8 yards to go. 7:48 to play, first quarter. 6-0 is our score. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge on top. Once again, the ball is sitting at the 22-yard line. Up to the line they'll come once again, 2nd and 8. Single running back, 3 receivers split out to the far right. Once again, up to the line they'll come. Quarterback is Dave Thomas from the 22-yard line, rolling to his right, wants to run, it does. Moves the ball up the field. Daley Thompson and company make the stop, but he picks up a first down as he brings the ball across the 30 up to around the 34-yard line. And that is indeed where he is stopped at that point, but it is a first down run for the Riverdale Warriors as he brings the ball up to the 34-yard line. Having a little technical difficulties up here, and we apologize for that. We'll try to get those taken care of as soon as we possibly can. Scott's helping with that. Ball's at the 35-yard line. 3 receivers split out here to the left. Single running back once again. Wildcats put 5 on the front. 1st and 10, Riverdale. Ball at the 35-yard line. Dave Thomas hands it off to the fullback, and he's hit right at the line. Wildcats make the stop once again at the 36-yard line, right up the middle. Mitchell plugs the hole along with Schneider and Oak Ridge's Jared Stevens. It'll be a gain of about 1 yard on the play. Second down, 9 yards to go. 6:41 to play, first quarter. 6-0 is our score. And the Warrior offense coming onto the field here. And once again, we'll see. Well, I don't know what the problem is. Hopefully we'll get that taken care of here in a second. 3 receivers split to the right. Second down and about 8 yards to go. 3 receivers, Dave Thomas to pass. Now he hands it off to the running back, and he moves the ball to the 40. Boy, he's quick. He hit that hole quick. Short of a first down, it'll be 3rd down at about 5.
Yeah, it's one of those plays. He got through the line, David, just tremendously quick, and then he tried to get out to the right side. It looks like there was some running room there, but it's just so slick out there, he couldn't cut, and Oak Ridge now has Riverdale 3rd and 5.
Ball is at the 40-yard line. 5:53 to play first quarter, 6-0. Oak Ridge on top on the strength of a Scott McMahon to James Mitchell touchdown. Up to the line once again will come the Riverdale Warriors. Two receivers split to the left. I formation. The ball is at their own 40. Wildcats stack the line of scrimmage. Dave Thomas at quarterback. Needs 5 yards for a first. Rolls to his right. Looking to run. Fires a pass, intercepted Oak Ridge. James Mitchell has it at the 49-yard line, and then a late hit comes down. The Wildcats are going to get the football. He rolled to his right. Oak Ridge covered the run extremely well, and then actually did an excellent job on the coverage down the field. James Mitchell picks it off.
That's right. I'm sure we will in a second.
Yeah, we got another great play by James Mitchell, David. The quarterback actually was rolling to his right and was just looking and looking and looking. He couldn't find anybody. Forced one in, and then James Mitchell stepped inside and got the interception. And then another late hit on Riverdale, which gives Oak Ridge outstanding field position. Oak Ridge will take over on the Warrior 37-yard line.
Here in a second, we're going to go back to the station and let Darren Creek get the Marty hook back up, and we'll get that taken care of. Never a dull moment up here at a playoff ball game. 1st and 10 Wildcats after the Riverdale turnover. Handoff goes Goldmeyer, and he has no place to go. Wildcats on top 6-0, 5:20 to play here in the first quarter. And the bad news is, Scott, I believe we lost our heater down here.
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, you know, we have no power, and all chaos is going around, but hopefully I can feel the heat now, so I don't know what happened.
Well, maybe it just blew the breaker and somebody was nice enough to go down there. We didn't even think about that, Scott. Are you a handyman?
David, I'm the worst. I can't even use a hammer.
Up to the line once again will come the Wildcats. Daley Thompson split out to the right. Oak Ridge on top 6-0. Slot man to the left side. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Booker comes in motion. Here's the pitch out to Spencer Goldmeyer. Has blockers. Goldmeyer moves the ball forward to the 30. He just drives those legs. Keeps it going and picks up great yardage. It'll be still shy of a first down, but a great little second burst by Spencer Goldmeyer. And the Wildcats have it 3rd down and about 2.
He split the defenders, David, and he just lowered his head and picked up another 4 or 5 yards. But Oak Ridge really needs to convert on this first down. They've got the ball 3rd and just maybe a little over 2. Be nice to have a first down here and probably get you into field goal position as well.
4:16 to play. We're in the first quarter, 6-0 Oak Ridge. Up to the line will come the Wildcats once again. Backfield split. They need about 2.5 yards for a first. Jake Vane's in there, fullback. Goldmeyer in the slot. McMahon hands it off to Booker. He has no place to go. He is buried in a sea of gold and orange and a little bit of white too. It'll be 4th down at about 5 yards to go. The Wildcats have gone on a 4th down play once in this ball game and got it. Ball's put back here at the 33-yard line. Oak Ridge on top 6-0. Ball's resting at the Riverdale 33-yard line. Last week the Wildcats had all kinds of trouble with turnovers. This week Riverdale commits their first turnover. Let's see if the Wildcats can take advantage of it. Now Oak Ridge wants a timeout. We're going to take one ourselves. We'll send it back to the station. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Okay, we're gonna go to the Marty now. We're gonna go to the Marty.
So we good to go? Yes, it's working. It is? No, we're fine.
Hey, what did you see? If he would fake that bootleg, there was absolutely nobody on that side of the field.
Really?
Here on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge getting ready to go for it. 4th down, 6 yards to go. The line of scrimmage, the Riverdale 33-yard line. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Goldmeyer comes in motion. Scott to pass. Rolling, looking, firing. Pass incomplete. Intended for Daley Thompson, just a little bit high. Good coverage down the field by the Riverdale Warriors, and Riverdale will take over on downs. First down, 10 yards to go. So their turnover didn't prove costly to them as Oak Ridge's defense is back out on the field. We have 3 minutes and 28 seconds to play here in the first quarter in a 6-0 ball game at Blankenship Field. A little bit later on, we'll be checking in with the Franklin-Germantown ball game. That game is being played tonight in Central Time, so they'll kick off an hour after us, but hopefully but by the time we get off the air, we'll know who won that ball game. Here's Riverdale to the line, I formation, receivers left and right. Dave Thomas, a quarterback. Dave is a 5'11", 167-pound junior. 5-man front. Pitch will go to the tailback, trying to get wide. Has some running room, moves the ball up the field, breaks into the secondary, and then is tackled as he makes a cut at the 45-yard line. Guy's got some wheels. It got to the outside, and I think it was more maybe the conditions of the field that actually made him go down. The Wildcats, Bo Price had a hand on him. He goes down, but not before he picks up a first down.
Yeah, he picked up about 12. They just ran nothing fancy. Just ran the power sweep to the right side. Picked up a good block by his guard, and then accelerated through the field. I believe Adam Black ended up bringing him down about the 47-yard line.
Here they come to the line once again. Receivers left and right. They split out a single man to the left side. Travell Ford. Offset eye once again. 2 receivers to the right. Man comes in motion. Thomas, a quarterback. Up to the line. Thomas wants to run it. Cuts up the field. Moves the ball for good yardage. About 7, 8, 9, almost 10 yards as he moves the ball. He's not a big kid, but he's got a little power in his legs, and he brings the ball forward for a first down into Oak Ridge territory at the 43-yard line. Looks like Riverdale's kind of settled down a bit, and they've moved the ball for consecutive first downs.
Well, they have, and I tell you what, Oak Ridge is going to have to figure out a way to move the ball on the ground right now. Oak Ridge has probably got almost negative, maybe right at even yards rushing the ball, and this defense is just extremely quick. They're going to have to do something to get some yards on the ground.
2 minutes, 49 seconds to play first quarter. 6-0 is our score. The Wildcats on top of the Riverdale Warriors. Ball's put down at the 43-yard line of Oak Ridge. The secondary for the Wildcats, let's see. Oak Ridge has Grant Henry, Daley Thompson, Adam Black back there, along with, I believe, Ravel Coffey starting at the other position across the field. Price, Mitchell, and Goldmeyer are the linebackers. Here comes Riverdale to the line. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the Oak Ridge 43. I formation. Slot to the right. He comes in motion. Quarterback Dave Thomas hands it to the tailback. He fumbles the football, and I think they got it back. It's going to be a loss of about 2 yards, so Riverdale having trouble. They threw an interception. That time they get the ball right back. That's not a clean handoff that time. It's going to be a loss of about 2. Ball's put back at the 45-yard line, 2:20 to play, and you can tell it's cold outside, Scott, by the amount of people who are in the press box here tonight.
Well, the press box, I tell you, it's nice and toasty, and there's a whole bunch of people in here. The Big Ed's Pizza will be gone in a hurry, I bet.
Especially with Ron McCartney and Dewey Warren up here. They like to get that Big Ed's. Here comes Riverdale to the line, I formation. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Second down, 12 yards to go. Minute 57 and counting. Dave Thomas, straight drop. In trouble, fires a little screen pass out of here. Complete. Breaks the tackle, moves the ball forward, then is belted for a loss. Back here at the 47-yard line, the Wildcats kept stringing it out, kept belting the guy. The pass receiver was Gaston Miller, 5'6", 151-pounder, and he'll lose a couple yards on the play. Black also there on the stop. It'll be third down at about 14 yards to go.
Yeah, it's a great job at that time. I think it was Bo Price didn't make the tackle, but he hit him and just knocked him off balance. By that time, I believe it was Adam Black and maybe been Daley Thompson, and pushed him out of bounds for a loss of about 1 on the play. Brings up third and about 13.
Up to the line once again will come Riverdale once they get their personnel in. They've got players shuttling in and out of the contest. Snow still falling. Snow flurries here at Blankenship Field in the semifinal round playoff ball game. Third down, 14 yards to go for Riverdale as they move from right to left here in the first quarter, trailing 6-0. Dave Thomas, the quarterback, rolls. Pitches to the tailback. Here comes James Mitchell. He grabs him. Josh Snyder finishes him off. It'll be no gain on the play. Fourth down, 14 yards to go, and Riverdale will punt.
That's a good job. I think it was Jared Stevens up there. They came out with a speed option, and the quarterback pitched it almost too early, and Stevens actually had a part in the tackle on the running back as well. James Mitchell comes in and fills his lane, and a big stop for the Oak Ridge Wildcats as they will get the ball back over on the punt.
Corey standing back at the 10-yard line. Riverdale to punt. They'll be punting into the wind once again, which has died down. Here's the punt. It's away. High, wobbly, end-over-end kicks. Going to bounce and roll inside the 10. And that's bad news. The Wildcats have had trouble moving the ball, and they're going to start this drive inside the 5-yard line at the 3-yard line. I remember previous Riverdale ball games, Wildcats never had any kind of field position. They're going to start this drive deep in their own territory.
Well, Oak Ridge needs to get a couple of first downs. They really got to get something going on the ground. They're really struggling right now. This defense is just so quick. So maybe some kind of misdirection play, get the linebackers flowing one way, come back the other way.
Wildcats coached by Bruce Lussier, assisted by Ron Gray. He is the offensive coordinator. Chris Layton, along with John McBrayer, Max Resnick, Barry Saunders, Andy Shettick, Rob Speed, Scott Fisher. Up to the line will come Oak Ridge, splitting out Landon Thomas to the right. Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go, leading 6-0 over Riverdale. Minute 2 to play, first quarter, packed house here at Blankenship Field. Handoff goes Booker. Booker finds a little seam, moves the ball to the 5-yard line. Gained about 2, getting a little running room, almost slithered his way through there. It'll be second down and about 8 yards to go. Ben Peters will have our stats at halftime. We'll also have scores, and they're not too many scores. In fact, some of the games were canceled in East Tennessee, and they're not being played until tomorrow. We will try at some point tonight to connect with our friends in Franklin as the Germantown Red Devils, I believe, are taking on Franklin. And that will be the other semifinal round ball game. Second down, 8 yards to go for Oak Ridge. Scott McMahon at quarterback under A.J. Harris. Handoff goes to the back. Corey Booker looking for running room, finding a little, moves the ball up to the 9-yard line. It'll be third down and about 4.5 yards to go for a first. 14 seconds to play, and that was the final play of the first quarter. 6-0 is our score. We'll be back with the second quarter following this 60-second timeout.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Back here on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15, and on the internet, prepradio.com. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. Second quarter about set. Oak Ridge has it third down at about 4 yards to go. The ball is just shy of the Oak Ridge 10-yard line. Packed house here at Blankenship Field on this Friday after Thanksgiving. And for all of you listening, we hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We had a great day of basketball at the Oak Ridge High School gym, and they'll play again tomorrow, 3:30 and 5. Right now, we've got a semifinal round football game. Oak Ridge on top of Riverdale, 6-0. Opening play of the second quarter. Oak Ridge needs about 3.5 yards to go for a first. Ball, the nose of the ball just shy of the 10-yard line. Landon Thomas split out to the far left. Backfield split. Vane, Booker, Goldmeyer comes in motion. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Third down. The pitch will go to Booker. Tries to cut it outside. Having trouble doing so. Moves the ball to the 11. That's about as far as he'll go. And the Wildcats will punt for the first time tonight. Be fourth down at about 3. So now Riverdale is going to get field position. Great field position. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those field position kind of ball games. The Wildcats had a short field to drive on their first drive. Now Riverdale hoping that Danny Horadale won't get a good punt off.
Well, Danny needs to get it going off here, David. I tell you, he's punted the ball well, but this is a big high-pressure type game, and he gets a squibber off.
It's going to take a good bounce, though. It's going to roll all the way to the 47-yard line of Oak Ridge, and that is where Riverdale will take over. Good field position. The man back there was Dave Thomas, their quarterback, and he waits for the rest of his offensive unit to come onto the field. We apologize. We had a little power failure right at the touchdown. Hopefully we got all that in. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. 11-18 to play first half. Snow still falling here, Blankenship Field. Great crowd, though. Riverdale brought a ton of people, and Oak Ridge packed their side completely. There's people standing on the banks. There is really hardly any place to sit or even stand to watch this game.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Of course, I was wondering why all the students to have all their clothes on. Usually, you know, these guys are out there with their bodies all painted up. I guess it's just a little too cold for that.
First down, 10 yards to go for Riverdale. Moving left to right here. First and 10, the ball at the 47-yard line. Dave Thomas rolling. Let's see if he runs it himself. James Mitchell almost grabbed him. He dives over a man, almost got into the secondary, but Spencer Gallmeyer trips him up at the 39-yard line, shy of a first down by about a yard. But that was a nice play by Spencer, because honestly, when he got to the outside, I thought I saw no red shirts down that sideline. Spencer got him by hand and dragged him down. It'll be a gain of about 8 on the play. Second down and about 2 yards to go for a first. It's more like a long one as the ball's put down at the 38-yard line. Riverdale moving left to right here as we broadcast from Blankenship Field. 4-man front Oak Ridge. Cold night here in Oak Ridge. 6-0 the Wildcats in the lead. Man comes in motion. Dave Thomas, a quarterback. He'll hand it off to the tailback and blasted by Brian Harris. Somebody shot in there just at the point of the handoff and almost just a major collision. Jeremy Henderson came in there and almost hit the ball carrier as the quarterback handed it to him, but he's able to squirt through there and pick up a first down.
Yeah, it looks like there was going to be mass chaos on the handoff. That time Jeremy Henderson got in there so quickly, and he actually was going for the quarterback. If he's over just about a half a yard, he makes a tackle for a loss, but they get the first down, and now the ball is on the 34-yard line.
Here they come to the line, splitting out a single man to the far left. They'll come from the I, splitting out there, number 84 for them. That'll be Oliver once again, also Ford. I formation, Dave Thomas, a quarterback. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff, tailback Gaston moves the ball forward and is tackled after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards as he brings the ball across the 30. James Mitchell drops him at around the 27-yard line. 9:55 to play. First half, 6-0. Oak Ridge in the lead. Missed extra point right now, looming pretty big. Second down and about 4 yards to go. Adam Black playing with that big cast on his left hand. He broke his hand last week against Dobbins Bennett, but he's out there playing. Here comes Riverdale to the line. 3 receivers split to the right. Single running back. Dave Thomas, second down and about 4 yards to go for a first to the Oak Ridge 26. Handoff, fullback. Powell moving forward. And he moves the ball to the 25-yard line, shy of a first down by about a yard. It'll bring up third down and a yard to go. The middle part of the Oak Ridge line makes a stop for the Wildcats. Third down, 1 yard to go. 9:14 to play, second quarter. The winner plays for the state championship next Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time at Middle Tennessee State University. Final four, Franklin and Germantown, the other two teams playing tonight. They'll kick off probably here in about 25 minutes. Third down and a yard to go. The Oak Ridge crowd making noise. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Dave Thomas at quarterback. They need about a yard for a first. He hands it to the tailback, who has the first and moves the ball close to the 20-yard line, but he's tackled actually at the 22. It'll be first and 10, Riverdale. Field position to this point, key for both teams. Wildcats on top, 6-0, but Riverdale has it first and 10. Ball's resting at the 23-yard line. Cold, chilly night here in Oak Ridge. Blankenship Field, the site of this semifinal round game. The first time we've had a semifinal round game at home since the Warren County team rolled into town back in about 23 years ago. Riverdale rolls into town tonight, and right now they've got it first and 10 at the Oak Ridge 23-yard line. I formation, receivers left and right. 8:20 to play here in the first half. Thomas rolls to his right. Runs down the field, might have a touchdown. One man to beat. He moves the ball forward and is tackled, and a flag goes down. Not sure exactly what happened, either a late hit of some sort, but quarterback faked the Wildcat defense out. He rolled down the left sideline. We'll have to check it. Let's see if there might be a hold. That would be beneficial to the Wildcat cause, but I didn't see anything like that, although they're backing up, Scott. The Riverdale Warriors are backing up, and it is holding against Riverdale. So that's good, and depending on where it happened, I think he still should have a first down, but they're going to have to back yardage up.
Yeah, it's an outstanding play that time. They faked the ball to the right side, and then the quarterback just did a bootleg, and he had a lot of running room over there. It looks like he was going to go for a touchdown from here. I'm not sure who it was that made a tackle. Maybe been Adam Black over there, saved a touchdown, but the penalty will back them up several yards, and now they will have the ball first down from looks like the 18-yard line now, Dave.
That is the case. 8:09 to play. Illegal use of the hands called against Riverdale. It is first down. Ball's put down at the 18-yard line. And let's see. They wind the clock here once again. First down and about 6 yards to go for a first. Wildcats on top 6-0. The winner plays for the state championship, as we mentioned, next week in Murfreesboro. Offset eye once again. Up the line they'll come. Man comes in motion. Dave Thomas, the quarterback. Four-man front. The deep pitch to the tailback. Looking for running room. Finding a little, but moves the ball forward before James Mitchell makes the stop as Gaston Miller carries the ball once again. Stop is made by the Wildcats. Brian Harris. It'll be second down and about 5 yards to go. There's an old face we haven't seen in a while, Phil Leander.
Well, I see him all the time. He's actually my daughter's soccer coach, but it's been a long time since we've seen him at Blankenship Field.
Second down, 5 yards to go, 7:24 to play. Second quarter action, 6-0 our score, Oak Ridge on top. Up to the line they'll come, single receiver split to the left, wing to the right, Dave Thomas at quarterback, 2nd and 5. Thomas hands it off, tailback, squirts through and picks up good yardage, first down yardage, then fumbles the football. I thought, no, just by the reaction of the Oak Ridge crowd. But it'll be first and goal, perhaps, at the 10-yard line, depending on where they spot the ball. Just kind of squirted through there. Josh Schneider makes the stop, but it is first down for Riverdale right at the 10-yard line. First down and goal to go for the Warriors right at the 10. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. Riverdale is driven to the 10-yard line after Wildcats were forced to punt deep in their own territory, and they've marched to the 10 here. 6:57 to play, first half. Riverdale comes to the line. Receivers left and right for Dave Thomas. The Wildcats stack the line. Quarterback hands it off, tailback. Miller bounces to the outside, squirts forward, but doesn't get but about a yard or two. Moves the ball to the 8-yard line where it'll be second down and goal to go. Ben Peters will have our stats at halftime. Stay tuned for that. We'll also have a highlight show, and Coach Lussier will be up here after the ball game. Right now, it's second down, goal to go. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 8-yard line. 6-0, the Wildcats in the lead. Brian Harris, Jeremy Henderson, Josh Schneider, and Jared Stevens on the front line for the Wildcats. Here comes Riverdale to the line. Two receivers split to the right. Slot to the left. Single running back for Thomas. Second down, goal to go. Thomas back to pass. Rolling to his right. Cranks it, in trouble, about to be sacked. He goes down right now because Brian Harris finishes him off. He eats turf at the 15-yard line. It'll be third down, goal to go at the 15.
Well, he rolled out to the right side and nothing was there. Actually went back to the left side and slipped. It looks like he was going to go down, stayed on his feet. Finally, Brian Harris finishes him off, and they lose about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Ball officially at the 14-yard line, 5:37 to play. Third down, goal to go for Gary Rankin's Riverdale Warriors. The ball at the 14-yard line. They're waiting to send the play in from the sideline, and Coach Rankin wants a timeout. Why don't we take one ourselves? 6-0 Oak Ridge on top. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds.
Timeout, Riverdale.
Good crowd. I'll give up the phone. Rushing,
We have
back here at Blankenship Field, David Clary, Scott Munger, Ben Peters, Kevin McKeithen, along with Michael Davis, Joe Reynolds, Connor Goldmeyer, our cameraman. Third down, goal to go for Riverdale. The ball at the Oak Ridge 14-yard line. Two receivers to the right, now three receivers to the right. Single running back, single man far to the left. Third down, goal to go at the 14. Dave Thomas, the quarterback, will run the ball himself. Quarterback draw, moves the ball to the 5-yard line, denied. It'll be fourth down and goal to go at the 4-yard line. And let's see if Coach Rankin brings his field goal unit onto the field here. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. 5:10 to play in the first half here from snowy Blankenship Field. This semifinal round game, and I believe Coach Rankin wants to use another timeout. They want to get it right Ball officially inside the 5 of the 4, and Coach Rankin wants to talk about it. Scott, defensive struggle. We knew it wasn't going to be one of these high-scoring affairs, especially with the playing conditions the way they are, and both teams have very quick, speedy defenses.
Yeah, absolutely. A game of field position. Oak Ridge started off the ball game in great field position, went on in to score. After that, it's been Riverdale's field position. Right now, they've got the ball 4th down and about 4.5 yards with 5 minutes left to go in this ball game. I would expect they'd go for it here, David. I don't think they want a field goal here. I would say they're going to go for it, and it just brings up a big play possibility for one of the Wildcats.
Riverdale looks like they brought just a pep band across the way. I don't think they have their full contingent. The Oak Ridge defense, final words being given to them by head coach Bruce Lussier. Wildcats on top 6-0. It's 4th down, goal to go for the Warriors. The ball at the 4-yard line. Our camera personnel tonight, there's cameramen everywhere down there from all the networks in Knoxville. We have Connor Goldmeyer, Kevin McKeithen, Joe Reynolds, Michael Davis. Here comes Riverdale to the line. 4th down, goal to go, and I believe they're going to go for a field goal. They'll put the block down at the 12-yard line on the left hash, making this a 22-yard field goal. 6-0 is our score. High snap. Kick is away, is on its way. It's up, and it is good. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Cuts the lead in half. 6-3 is our score. 4:56 to play second quarter. We'll be back with a Riverdale kickoff in 60 seconds.
Field goal is good.
That's good. 3 points.
Number 26, Tyler Campbell, the kickoff for the Warriors. Deep for the Wildcats, number 11, Corey Booker.
Back here at Blankenship Field on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15, and PrepRadio.com. Here's Riverdale's kickoff. It's a line drive kick. Booker's going to be able to return it as the snow is falling harder. He's got it at the 5. Booker at the 10. Booker at the 20. At the 25. Up the field to the 25, to the 30, to the 35-yard line, to the 40. One man to beat, and he tackles him at the 50, but there's a flag down at the 15-yard line. Great return by Corey, but I think they're going to call it back.
Well, you don't know what it is. It's probably one of those block below the waist, but who knows? We saw the case last week where it was actually on the defense doing that. So it looks like Oak Ridge will back up, and Oak Ridge will probably not start off if they mark it from that spot in pretty bad field position.
Field position has been the name of the game here in the first half. Oak Ridge on top 6-3. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to play. The last time these guys were here, we had a low-scoring ball game. I believe it was 10-7. And that was back in 1995. The other games, the Wildcats scored, they lost the first one in 93, 28-0. And then I think the 94 game was 28-7, I believe was the final score. 21-7, Phil Leander corrects me. As they walk the ball back to the 7-yard line, Oak Ridge moving right to left. First down, 10 yards to go. 4:45 to play, 6-3. Oak Ridge on top of the Riverdale Warriors. I formation, Booker and Goldmeyer. Quarterback is Scott McMahon. Handoff goes, Corey, not a great handoff, but he's able to move the ball forward and breaks a tackle across the field. He goes, he might take it for a touchdown. He's at the 40, 45, to the 50, then fumbles the football, and it's going to go out of bounds, and I believe Oak Ridge will recover at the 47-yard line. Corey just came out of there somehow, and it seemed to pull up a little bit as he took off down the field, and let's see if he's okay as Corey is coming out of the ball game, and he's going to have to come out. His shoulder, I believe, probably has popped out once again, but a great run by Corey Booker.
Well, he's actually lucky he even got the ball, David. I think there was a bad exchange between he and Scott McMahon, and then he got to the line of scrimmage and just kind of stood there, and then he spun out of it and ended up taking it for another 50 yards. Oak Ridge they really needed something positive to happen, and they got a big play from Corey Booker.
Ball is at the 48-yard line of Riverdale. Up to the line, Oak Ridge. Goldmeyer is now the tailback. Jake Vane, the fullback. Scott McMahon. First down, 10 yards to go. The pitch will go to Spencer Goldmeyer. on the short side of the field, goes down the sideline right in front of the Riverdale bench, goes out of bounds at around the 46-yard line, 4:28 to play. Let's see if they try to pop that shoulder back in. That's something they've done. I'm sure Corey doesn't want to come out of the ball game. We'll go down to the field to Kevin here in a minute and see if we can get a report on Corey. Kelly Rowland, the trainer, is looking at him, and Kevin's standing right over him with the camera. 4:28 to play, second quarter, 6-3 Oak Ridge on top of Riverdale. Up to the line will come Oak Ridge. Landon Thomas, Daley Thompson split out to the left side. Actually, that's Cody Kofer split out to the left. Oak Ridge from the I, 2nd and 8. Scott McMahon to pass. Across the middle, pass complete to the tight end. James Mitchell at the 35-yard line. That's a great pass. James Mitchell, his second reception, 1st and 10 Wildcats.
That's a nice throw as well. They run the bootleg to the left side of the field, and then as he's running to the left side of the field, he goes all the way and throws it across the middle of the field. A great pass, hard pass to the complete, and James Mitchell makes a great catch for the first down.
4 minutes, 19 seconds and counting. 6-3, Oak Ridge on top. The ball's at the Riverdale 35. Nick Walker splits out to the far right. Landon Thomas to the left. Oak Ridge from the I. Vane and Goldmeyer in the backfield. Handoff goes Spencer Goldmeyer. Stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Boy, it's been hard going up the middle. The Wildcats have had very little success running the ball right up the middle.
Yeah, they have. I tell you what, it'd be really nice. I tell you what, you don't want to see Spencer. He's kind of hobbled down there. It looks like he'll be okay, but it'd be devastating to have Spencer and Corey Booker out of the ball game at the same time and within a couple of minutes of each other. Oak Ridge needs a first down right here. Get them in field goal position. Maybe they can get that field goal back before halftime.
Of course, the Wildcats are fairly deep at running back. Adam Black probably couldn't go as a tailback, but they've got Daniel Johnson, who has outstanding speed and is a really good-looking back. Second down, 9 yards to go. Shotgun formation for Scott. Here's a little screen pass complete to Daley. Stumbles, but he moves the ball forward to around the 31-yard line. It's kind of an awkward-looking play. Gained about 4 on the play. 3:14 to play. It'll be third down at about 6 yards to go. Daley looked kind of funny as he stumbled towards the 30-yard line, denied the 30, actually tackled at the 31. It'll be third down at about 6 yards to go. It is hard to move the ball on these guys.
Well, it's really hard to move the ball up the middle, and Oak Ridge have really had a field day with running that little slip play to the fullback, and that has gone for nothing in this whole ball game. Everything that Oak Ridge is getting has been on the outside, and they've been throwing the ball effectively.
2:48 to play first half, 6-3, Oak Ridge on top. Scott McMahon under center. Handoff goes Spencer Goldmeyer. He cuts it down the field, now cuts it up, picks up a first down as he drives the ball across the 25-yard line, tackled to the 24. Another hard run by Spencer Goldmeyer. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Well, it's that little Jets play where Spencer's coming in motion, and as soon as he gets right behind the guard, the quarterback snaps it, hands the ball off to him. They have marked for the first down. The best thing about that, they keep the clock rolling, and now they're probably in field goal range as well.
Ball is officially just across the 25, between the 24 and the 25. Clock is wound, 2:23 to play. Wildcats come to the line, getting in the players into the ball game, and let's see. They're not really sure of their personnel. Looks like Cody Kofer is going to come in at quarterback. He's going to come in at the shotgun. First down, 10 yards to go, 2:10 to play. Shotgun formation for Cody. He's going to run it. The Wildcats are going to be penalized. Wildcats have initiated this what they call their fast break offense, and at times it really just hasn't really worked effectively as Cody Kofer has taken over behind center, and let's see if he's going to stay in there. Wildcats were moving. It'll be 5 yards, and Cody's going to stay in at quarterback.
Yeah, sometimes it's worked very well, and sometimes it hasn't worked very well at all. Cody comes in there just a great athlete and can do so many different things. That time it looked like you have a different cadence when the new quarterback comes in. One of the interior linemen jumped.
Cody's got the ball rolling, fires a pass, incomplete. 1 minute, 54 seconds to play second quarter, and now it is going to be for the Wildcats second down. 15 yards to go as the ball is put down at around the 29-yard line. Second down, 15 yards to go. That time Cody ran into a mess as the Wildcats from the shotgun once again. Leonard Blair back there blocking for him. Cody Kofer at quarterback, shotgun, back to pass. Has time this time across the middle, pumps it, now runs it. No, he's going to go down. Now he's going to be tackled at around the 35-yard line. Minute 43 to play. The Oak Ridge crowd mumbling a little bit and grumbling a little bit down there in front of us as now the Wildcats lose yardage. Back here, ball's put down at the 35-yard line. Now Oak Ridge wants a timeout. The Wildcats just didn't execute too well on that. Cody had really no place to go. I don't know about you, Scott, but I think I stay in the base offense.
Well, absolutely. This is a big ball game, and Cody hasn't played. He's played a couple of plays at receiver. All of a sudden, you bring him in this kind of situation where you're needing some points. You're up against the clock. Nothing against Cody, but it'd been nice to just stay with your base offense. You've been moving the ball a little bit more effective. Now you've got the ball 3rd and about 20, and now you're out of field goal range as well.
Minute 33 to play. 6-3 is our score. Wildcats had the ball at the 25-yard line, and now they have it at the 35-yard line, where it is 3rd down and 20 yards to go. And of course, hindsight's 20/20. Cody's staying in the ball game. Ron Gray, the offensive coordinator, talking with the team. Now Scott McMahon is in there at quarterback. He's going to take over once again. It's 3rd down, 20 yards to go. Minute 33 to play here in the second quarter in a 6-3 ball game. Wildcats need to get down to the 15-yard line for a first. Scott McMahon comes in at quarterback from the shotgun. He'll come. He'll roll to his right. Wants to crank it down the field to the man. The pass is incomplete. Cody Kofor, the intended receiver. A flag is down on the play.
Oh, I didn't see the flag, Dave, but maybe that gives Oak Ridge another chance. And I'd say, it looks like it's going to be against Oak Ridge as the coaching staff for Riverdale is over there saying decline it, decline it. Brings up, I don't know if this is in Danny Horverdale's field goal range, but I think in this position here, Riverdale only has 1 timeout, minute and a half left. Go ahead and punt it. Try to pin him down there as far as you can.
Illegal motion called against the Wildcats, and they'll decline it. Let's see. Danny Horverdale's got a very, very strong leg. The Wildcats are going to go for a long field goal, I believe, as I see Danny Horverdale coming onto the field to punt. He'll be punting from around midfield. I think it's still in his range. I think he's got that kind of leg, but Danny's going to punt. High kick. High, short kick. Johnny Miller's going to watch it bounce. It's going to roll to inside the 10, roll inside to the 3-yard line, and that is where Riverdale will take over. So it's been a field position ball game, and the Wildcats give them no field position. They'll start the drive at the 3-yard line. A minute 17 to play. Didn't really like the way the Wildcats handled that, but they still have the lead 6-3.
Well, absolutely. Like I said, great punt, great execution that time on Danny Horverdale's part. He just pops it up, lets it bounce, and Oak Ridge, actually, it looks like they're going to mark it about the 11-yard line. I believe one of the guys up there may have hit one of the guys, so it's still, you've got him inside the 20 on about the 11-yard line. Going back to that other series, it wasn't handled very well. Oak Ridge wasn't hurt, but yet again, they didn't get anything positive out of it either.
Single receiver split to the left. Dave Thomas at quarterback. 1st and 10 officially, as Scott mentioned, at the 11-yard line. 4-man front, Oak Ridge. Handoff goes, tailback, trying to get wide. Into the secondary. He's going to take it down the field for a touchdown. Les Revelle Coffey can tackle him. He's got an angle on him. He's at the 40, 35-30, 25-20. Touchdown, Riverdale. 89 yards for the touchdown. I'm telling you. And they have their first touchdown of the night. A minute 1 to play here, and it is 9-6. Riverdale. 89 yards for the score, and Riverdale has a 9-6 lead.
It's unbelievable, David. They had him hemmed up there. He actually had to jump over a guy that's bobbled coming out. There was just nobody over there. He turned on the Jets. 89-yard touchdown play in just exactly when you don't need one.
And once again, they'll be going for the extra point. The Wildcats down 3, 9-6, a minute 1 to play, and they're going nuts on the Riverdale side. They'll go for the extra point here, trying to make it a 4-point game. Here's the snap, pressure, kick on its way. It's up, and it is good. 10-6 our score, a minute 1 to play. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the Riverdale kickoff in 60 seconds. Back here at Blankenship Field, Oak Ridge getting ready for the kickoff. Spencer Goldmeyer standing back at the 5-yard line. 10-6 now. Riverdale on top of Oak Ridge, and here comes the Warriors kick. Wildcats. Goldmeyer standing back at the 5. Here's his kick. It's a high, short pop-up kick. Going to be fielded by Jake Vane at the 30. Jake Vane at the 35. Jake Vane at the 40. Jake Vane out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Good field position. 56 seconds to play. And Scott McMahon, and the quarterback, will come back out on the field with the offensive unit. And let's see what the Wildcats can do in the final 56 seconds.
Well, what you can't do over here, David, you can't get too fancy and turn the ball over. We've already seen from this Riverdale offense, they can go the distance on any play. You'd hate for them to give it and make it easy for them. And here, what do you do? Do you try to score right here, or you just try to run the clock out? They have no timeouts, and there is 56 seconds left to go in this first half.
Here they come to the line. Landon Thomas split out to the right. The Wildcats down now, 10-6. I formation. Goldmeyer's the tailback. Vane's the fullback. 4-man front. Scott McMahon the pass. Has time. Rolls. Wants to run it. Moves the ball up the field and is tackled at the 46-yard line. 46 seconds to play. The Wildcats have only one timeout left, and let's see if they're in any kind of a hurry. 42 seconds and counting, and the ball is ticking. Clock is ticking down here. Wildcats slow getting the players onto the field. 36 seconds. 33 seconds. Second down, 5 yards to go. 30 seconds to play. Splitting out Cody Cofer to the left along with Daley Thompson. I formation, second down and 5. Scott McMahon to pass. Goes down the field. Well overthrown. Easily picked off by Riverdale. 16 seconds. Now the Wildcats need to make a tackle. He falls down himself at the 36-yard line. 13 seconds to play, and the Wildcat defense is back out on the field. First quarter was a field position quarter. The second quarter was Wildcats just making some mistakes, and it'll be 1st and 10, Riverdale. 13 seconds to play. They lead Oak Ridge 10-6.
Well, Oak Ridge, you just got to keep their composure here, David. It's a 4-point ball game. They have to draw from what happened last week. They were down 10 going into halftime against a very good Kingsport Diamonds Bennett team. This game, they're only down by 4. Go in, make a few adjustments, and hopefully they can hold Riverdale out of the end zone right here.
Don't need any more big plays as Dave Thomas brings them up. First down, 10 yards to go, and flags are down on the play. Let's see what the call is. See if it didn't seem like it was enough time to be a delay, as the Warriors are walking backwards though. 10-6 is our score. The winner plays for the state championship. It's a legal participation, I believe, against the Warriors. 13 seconds to play. 10-6. The winner plays for the state championship on Saturday and that will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time for Middle Tennessee State University. The winner of this game plays the winner of the Germantown-Franklin ball game. 13 seconds to play. First down, 15 yards to go. Thomas, quarterback draw, moving the ball forward for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards, and that is the final play of the first half. Oak Ridge finds themselves down 10-6. They were up 6-0, but the Warriors go to the locker room on top of Oak Ridge 10-6.
Well, David, it's exciting. We knew it was going to be exciting. This Riverdale is just so explosive on offense. That time you thought Oak Ridge had them exactly where they wanted them, and then one of their big running backs makes a big play, 89 yards, to actually turn the momentum of a lot of different things around here. Oak Ridge kind of hanging their head a little bit, David, and they've got to keep their composure, regroup, come back, and they get the ball coming out of halftime.
Listening game live on AM 1290 WATO. In a moment, I'm going to hand the microphone back to Ben Peters. He'll run down the first half statistics. Very little statistics to talk about. Right now, it's a 10-6 ball game. The Wildcats trailing Riverdale. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Ben Peters following this 60-second timeout. Here in a few short moments, we're going to have the start of the second half. Oak Ridge won the toss, deferred to the second half, and Oak Ridge will have it to start out the second half as the Warrior fans come to their feet as Riverdale runs across the field, and kind of like that. They went all the way over to the far side of the field, and then they were able to run back so their fans could cheer for them. And Oak Ridge warming up in the right Jackson Square side end zone, getting ready to receive this kick, and hopefully Corey will be able to go.
Yeah, of course, Corey's a huge part of this offense, and he's a threat. And when he's down, he's been down several times, but Spencer's been able to come in and fill his shoes. But tonight, David's biggest ball game of both of these guys' lives, and Corey, I expect him to step it up and play.
Snowy day here from Blankenship Field. Snow falling down as the captains stroll out to the center of the field for Oak Ridge. Parker Jarnigan representing Oak Ridge, and somebody not dressed out representing the Riverdale Warriors. Wildcats will be receiving the second half kickoff. 10-6 is our score. The Wildcats trailing as we play here at Blankenship Field. The winner of this game takes on the winner of the Germantown Franklin ball game, and that's kicked off about 20 minutes ago, and hopefully we'll have that score at some point tonight as the Wildcats prepare to receive the kick. Down 10-6. Riverdale has played for the state championship 3 years in a row. The Wildcats trying to end that run right here at Blankenship Field. They're going to have to do it in the cold snow here against the Riverdale Warriors. Outstanding team. The Wildcats getting ready to receive the kick. Dropping back to receive the kick will go Spencer Goldmeyer once again. He'll be standing back inside the 5 as he limps to his position. I don't think Spencer's 100% right now. They'll put the ball down on the tee, and this is so unique to watch snow falling into the press box here at Blankenship Field. Goldmeyer standing at the 5. Ball's put down on the block at the 40-yard line. They'll be kicking away from Jackson Square. 10-6 is our score. The officials are about set, and we're about to have the second half for you. The winner advances to play for the state championship. Riverdale side still going crazy. Here's the kick. Line drive, short kick. Going to be fielded by Spencer at the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Spencer Goldmeyer, 25 to the 30. Outside he goes. Turns the corner, 35 to the 40. Spencer Goldmeyer, 45, 50, 45-yard line. Pushed out of bounds to the Riverdale 45. First and 10 Wildcats. Great return by Spencer Goldmeyer.
I tell you what Spencer really did. It was a short kick, and instead of letting it bounce, he catches that thing about the 12, 13-yard line on a dead run, hits the wedge, and then sees an opening on the left side of the field, turns on the speed, and Oak Ridge does exactly what the doctor ordered, has got great field position starting off on the Riverdale 44-yard line.
11:48 to play, third quarter. Daley Thompson onto the field with the play along with Nick Walker. Scott McMahon at quarterback. A.J. Harris is the center. Max Volk, Jonathan Mazes are the guards. Up to the line, Oak Ridge. Two receivers split to the right, offset eye. Corey Booker at tailback. The pitch will go to Corey. Looking for running room, finding some. Moves the ball to the 40. Corey Booker gains about 5 yards and pushed back. Let's see where the official forward progress is stopped. I believe it's around the 41-yard line of Riverdale. That's a gain of about 5 on the play. Second down and about 5 yards to go. Corey's got to be in just a lot of pain down there.
Well, you know, he did. He's been playing like that probably since about game 4 or 5. And that time, I tell you, he did a great job of actually not fumbling. One of the linebackers came in and tried to strip the ball, and Corey, as strong as he is, was able to hold on to it.
Up to the line they'll come. Second down, 5. The ball at the Riverdale 40. I formation, Goldmeyer, Booker, two receivers to the right, Scott McMahon at quarterback. Handoff goes to Cody Kofer at the 40, moves the ball forward for close to first down yardage at around the 36-yard line. Nice little play there, little end around to Cody, and I think he has close to first down yardage. Might be short by about the length of a football.
Yeah, it looks like it may be just a hair short. Oak Ridge really needs to convert this. No, they're actually giving it first down. And so that will move it. No, they didn't call first down. The referee was just starting the clock. Third down at about 1. Oak Ridge has got to convert this.
Up to the line once again. Will come the Wildcats. Third down, about a yard. Snow falling here at Blankenship Field. 10:29 to play. The Wildcats trailing 10-6. Jake Vanes, the fullback. Scott McMahon under center. Here's the pitch to Corey Booker, trying to get wide. Got a great block from his fullback and cuts across the 30. Corey Booker belted into the Oak Ridge fence, but not before he picks up a first down. Good hard run by Booker. Got to the outside, and I'll tell you, Riverdale runs to the football as quick as any team we've played.
Absolutely. They've got tremendous speed, and that time they had a great job on the blocking on the end over here, and there was a little corner over here. Corey made the turn, made a first down. It's one of those plays, David, I believe this field would have been drier. He may have been able to cut back across the grain, but with this treacherous footing, he just couldn't do it.
From the 26-yard line of Riverdale, first down, 10 yards to go. Oak Ridge trailing 10-6 here in the third quarter. McMahon the pass. Looking in trouble. Runs the ball forward and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard. That time they just flowed towards him, looked up the field. Landon Thomas had run to the post, but was covered well. It'll be a loss on the play. It'll bring up second down at about 12 yards to go. 9:57 to play. Third quarter, 10-6 Riverdale on top of Oak Ridge. The Wildcats scoring on a run, a pass that is, from Scott McMahon to James Mitchell. The ball is now at the 28-yard line. Second down, 12 yards to go. 9:40 to play. Oak Ridge crowd trying to make a little noise, trying to get the Oak Ridge offense going here. Second down and 12. I formation. Handoff goes Booker, hit in the backfield, loses 4 or 5 yards. Wildcats have had no success up the middle, and now it's going to be third down and long.
Yeah, none. I mean, I don't think they've actually gotten a yard this whole ball game going straight up the middle. All the yards they've gotten have been on the outside with the sweep, and Oak Ridge obviously into a passing situation on third and about 14 and a half.
Ball is now at the 31-yard line. Oak Ridge had a good-looking drive earlier, late in the second quarter, but got no points out of it. Now they've gone backwards here. They need to get to the 17-yard line. Daley Thompson split to the left. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Goldmeyer in a slot to the left. Third down, 15 yards to go. Corey comes in motion. McMahon to pass. Looks, goes across to a wide open man who makes the catch. No, he drops it. They said he couldn't hold on to it at the 15-yard line. A little bit underthrown. I think Scott slipped as he threw it and underthrew a wide open Daley Thompson. It's now fourth down and 15. Scott had time that time, and Daley tried to pick it up off the turf. They say it's incomplete.
Well, you know, Scott was rolling out to his left, and as soon as he saw Daley Thompson on the curl route, he had to stop and plant his feet very quickly. And when he did that, it looks like his feet slipped out from under him as they are trying. It looks like they're going to try a long field goal from here, David.
They're going to put the block down at the 37-yard line, making this a 47-yard field goal attempt into the snow here. 10-6 our score, 8:44 to play. Here's the snap. It's high. Kick by Hordale. Hits it well. On its way. It's up, and it is just short. Field goal try fails, and the Riverdale Warriors hold the Wildcats, and they'll take over on downs. First down, 10 yards to go. Wildcat offense sputtering here.
Well, that's okay, David. That's a pretty good drive. Exactly what they did. Now they've got some field position to work with. Hopefully the defense can step up, hold them, get the ball back.
Their offense on the field once again. The Wildcat defense is on. The tackles are Josh Schneider, along with Jeremy Henderson, the ends for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has Brian Harris and Jared Stevens. The Wildcat linebackers, Price, Mitchell, Goldmeyer. Riverdale first down, 10 yards to go. The ball at their own 20-yard line. Offset I, receivers left and right. Dave Thomas rolls to his right, wants to run it, turns up the field and gains about 2-3 yards, moves the ball to the 23-yard line. 8:32 to play, third quarter, 10-6 our score. Bo Price makes the stop for the Wildcats. He brings the ball to the 23-yard line. This is so cool to see this snow falling down here at Blankenship Field.
David, you know, of course, you don't get a chance to play like this, but I don't ever remember seeing snow like this at Blankenship Field before.
Ball officially between the 23 and the 24. Second down, 6 yards to go. 8:09 to play, third quarter. Oak Ridge trailing Riverdale 10-6. Dave Thomas, the quarterback. Single receiver split to the left. Single man to the far right. Offset I once again from the 23-yard line, four-man front. Thomas hands it off tailback, trying to get wide. Goldmeyer comes in, drops him for a loss. Goldmeyer just took out his legs, I believe, or was it Adam Black? It was Adam Black, like a bullet. Came in there and shot through there and dropped him down at the 20-yard line.
Well, I tell you, it's funny. He actually didn't tackle the ball carrier. He had a lead blocker. He took the lead blocker's legs out in front of him, and then the running back was right behind him. He fell as well, brings up 3rd and 9.
Ball is officially at the 21-yard line. 7:28 to play here from Blankenship Field. David Clary, Scott Munger, Ben Peters, Darren Creek at the station, Phil Leander, Kevin McKeithen, Michael Davis, Joe Reynolds, Connor Goldmeyer, our cameraman. Third down, 9 yards to go. Thomas from the 21-yard line. Back to pass, fumbles the football. Oak Ridge has it, I believe. Inside the 15, no, they recover it. Wildcats came in there, got the sack on the quarterback, couldn't get possession of the football, though. They had it initially. It'll be fourth down, and they'll be forced to punt. Good defense, though, by Oak Ridge. They just annihilated Dave Thomas.
Outstanding play. I believe Spencer came in on the blitz that time and stripped the ball, the quarterback from the ball, and the ball laid on the ground. Jared Stevens had it for a second, scored it out, and then the quarterback, Thomas, ends up getting it.
Wildcats have Cody Cofer back to receive the kick, or is that Johnny Miller? I can't quite tell. They'll be punting from their goal line. Fourth down, high snap. He's going to fake it, and he's going to move the ball forward. He's going to get a first down. No, he's denied. Just by 1 yard, he is denied a first down. The Wildcats will have it at the 29-yard line of Riverdale. The Wildcats will get the ball. He is denied a first down. It was 4th and 15. He got 14. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge crowd goes nuts.
David, I don't know. I couldn't see the play. I was actually looking to see who was returning the punt. One thing I saw was the punter running up the ball. I didn't know if that was a designed fake or if he bobbled the ball or what happened, but he gets a half a yard short of where he needed for a first down. Another big play for the Wildcats. They have to capitalize on this great field position.
Ball is at the 29-yard line, and play is halted here as the snow falls at Blankenship Field. Semi-final round game. The winner plays for the state championship next Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time at Murfreesboro at Middle Tennessee State University. Wildcats have the ball at the 29-yard line of Riverdale, trailing the Warriors 10-6, 6:18 to play. Play is halted as they get the chains in position. The Warrior fans booing, and he got a good spot. That's as far as he got. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. I formation, Jake Vane, Corey Booker. Scott McMahon under center, A.J. Harris. Tyler Carr is one of the guards. Here's the pitch to Corey Booker. No running room. Got back to the line of scrimmage, might have even lost a yard. The Wildcats are just not getting anything that way. Corey just can't find any running room.
Well, you can't. You know, the thing about Corey, of course, he's so quick with the field conditions the way they are. It negates that. He's kind of having the stutter step. That time he saw a little bit of gap. He evidently toward the middle of the field just couldn't get sprung from one of the linebackers.
Up to the line will come the Wildcats. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 29-yard line. Moving left to right here. 5:45 to play, 3rd quarter in a 10-6 ball game. Wildcats in a double wing this time. Booker comes in motion. Scott McMahon the pass. Looks to James Mitchell. Gonna fire it to Goldmeyer. Passes behind him and incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down, 10 yards to go. I thought he might go down the field once again to James. Just a little bit behind Spencer. I believe he probably had enough time to throw it, kind of rushed it a little bit. He saw some white shirts coming in on him quickly. It's 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Boy, Riverdale's defense is tough.
They're very tough, and I tell you what, they play man-to-man. They go ahead and bring everybody, and then every receiver has got a man on them, just playing man-to-man, and they play it very well.
Daley Thompson, Cody Kofer split to the far left. Oak Ridge from the shotgun. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. They need to get to the 19. Here's the pass. Wide open man. He's got a first down at the 20. Breaks the tackle, 15. Down to the 5. Cody Kofer actually to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Oak Ridge. Wide open. I believe that was Cody Kofer on the reception. 1st and goal, Oak Ridge.
I tell you what an outstanding play that was. Cody Kofer does most of that on his own. He gets the ball about 8 yards deep and then actually lowers his head, breaks the tackle, lowers his head again, spins off. Now Oak Ridge has got the ball. Great field position. 1st and 5 from the 5-yard line.
Wildcats getting Landon Thomas into the ball game. Corey Booker comes out. 10-6, Oak Ridge trailing. Wildcats have the ball at the 5-yard line. 1st down, goal to go. Landon Thomas split to the right. Wildcats in the 3-back eye. Here's the pitch to Spencer Goldmeyer. Spencer at the 3. Battles all the way down to the 2-yard line where it'll be 2nd down, goal to go. Franklin on top of Germantown early in that ball game. They're about to announce that on the PA. The winner of this game plays them next week for the state championship. 4:46 and counting, 3rd quarter, 10-6. The Wildcats trailing the Riverdale Warriors. Oak Ridge has never beaten Riverdale. They're 0-3. 93, 94, and 95 the years they played them. Twice in the semifinal round. Up to the line will come the Wildcats. Daley Thompson splitting out to the left. Oak Ridge to the line of scrimmage. Scott McMahon at quarterback. The Wildcats have Vane, Blair, Goldmeyer. Here's the handoff. Spencer Goldmeyer. Touchdown, Oak Ridge! Spencer takes it in, and the Wildcats retake the lead. 12-10, the score. 4:17 to play, 3rd quarter.
I was just wondering if Oak Ridge might consider going for 2 here, David. Looks like bringing Austin Keithley on, and we'll go for the extra point.
Into kick will be Austin Keithley. The holder is Justin Pace. 12-10. Oak Ridge on top of the Riverdale Warriors. Austin Keithley to attempt the extra point. The long snapper is David Alford. Good snap, good hold. Kick by Austin is up, and it is good. Austin Keithley splits the uprights. 13-10, Oak Ridge on top, and for Austin, that is his 57th extra point in his career. He has now tied Chris Huber for #1 in extra points in a single season. More importantly, though, Scott, the Wildcats have a 3-point lead.
Well, absolutely. I thought the Oak Ridge might consider going for 2 down there to make it a 4-point game. They end up going for 3. Now it's time for the defense once again to step up, and Danny Horverdale kicking off, still got the wind to his back. Matter of fact, you look at the flags, David, a pretty stiff breeze at his back.
13-10, the Wildcats getting set to kick off here. 4:17 to play, third quarter, snowy Blankenship Field. Thanks for tuning us in, either on WATO or Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15 or on the internet, prepradio.com. We appreciate you wherever you might be listening to us. Danny Horverdale to kick off. He'll be kicking towards Jackson Square. Snowy night here at Blankenship Field. Packed house, great crowd, people standing on the banks everywhere. Riverdale brought a ton of fans. Oak Ridge has a ton of fans here at Blankenship Field. We've had great crowds all season long. Oak Ridge crowd coming to their feet. Wildcats on top, 13-10. To kick off for Oak Ridge will be Danny Horverdale. Miller back to receive the kick for the Riverdale Warriors. Officials are about set. Here's Danny's approach and kick. Line drive kick. It's going to be another touchback into the end zone, and they'll take over at the 20. First down, 10 yards to go. So Danny's doing his job, giving them long fields to drive.
Absolutely, and what a great drive that time. Riverdale, you have to question the fake punt that they did earlier just to lead to this scoring drive. And Oak Ridge gets the ball on the 29-yard line. 4 or 5 plays later into the end zone. Big play over there. Cody Kofer makes a huge play to keep the drive alive.
Up to the line will come the Warriors. 13-10, Oak Ridge on top. 4:17 to play, third quarter. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Dave Thomas at quarterback for the Warriors. I formation, 2 receivers split to the far right. Wildcats with a 5-man front, including Bo Price. Thomas under center. Hands it off tailback. Miller, big hole. Moves the ball for a first down to the 30. Boy, he's got some speed. Finished off by Daley Thompson. Gaston Miller, they list him at 5'6", and I believe it. He's not very big, 151 pounds, a sophomore. And he picks up a first down, 10 yards on that one. Nothing fancy, just straight up the middle. And it's kind of slipped, and Daley finished him off.
Well, wouldn't you like to buy stock in this Riverdale team for next year, David? I think they have maybe 2 seniors that are going both ways. Everybody else is juniors and sophomores, and you know, look where they are already this year. And the coach says Rankin says they're a year ahead of schedule.
Here they come to the line once again. I formation, receiver split far to the right. Man comes in motion. Dave Thomas at quarterback. Handoff tailback. He's tackled by Goldmeyer after a gain of about 2 or 3. 3:46 to play. The Wildcats on top by 3, 13-10. Last time Oak Ridge won a semifinal round game, 1991. A 42-41 overtime victory over the Central Bobcats, and I think a lot of people probably remember that ball game. Second down, about 7 yards to go. The ball's at the 33-yard line of Riverdale. 3:26 and counting. Here come the Warriors to the line. Splitting out, 3 receivers to the right. A lone running back, that's Miller. Thomas at quarterback. The Wildcats stack the line of scrimmage. Up to the line he comes. The pitch will go to the tailback, trying to get wide, moves the ball forward, breaks the tackle, down the sideline he goes, picks up a first down near midfield, tackled it around the 47-yard line. Seldom you see James Mitchell kind of swing and miss at a tackle. He went right past him. Nice run, 1st and 10 for the Riverdale Warriors.
Well, it's nothing fancy. They actually put 3 people on one side of the field, lone running back, just run the toss sweep, and Oak Ridge pursued pretty well. Missed a couple tackles on that play as Riverdale has got the ball on the Oak Ridge, on their own 48-yard line.
Here they come to the line once again. Straight I formation, receivers left and right, slot man right. First down 10, the ball at their own 48. Dave Thomas under center. Looked like they moved, and they think they're going to be called for being offside. Looked like the right tackle jumped off across the line of scrimmage, and that is the case. That'll cost them 5 yards. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to play. Third quarter action. Oak Ridge on top, 13-10. Oak Ridge took a 6-0 lead on a touchdown pass from Scott McMahon to James Mitchell. Then they hit a field goal, and then they had a long touchdown run of about 88 or 89 yards to take the lead. Then Oak Ridge has come back here in the second half to put 6 on the board to retake the lead at 13-10. Penalty yardage, walk back to the 43-yard line. Riverdale moving right to left here. First down, 15 yards to go. 13-10. Chilly, snowy night here in Oak Ridge. From Blankenship Field, thanks for tuning us in. Here they come to the line once again, moving right to left. Dave Thomas at quarterback, 4-man front. Offset eye once again for the Warriors. Handoff goes tailback, trying to get wide, no place to go. Almost fumbled the football, lost about 2, and then a flag goes down. And I don't know if we have a late hit or a face mask. Oak Ridge fans don't like it. It was a late call, and the Wildcats I think are going to be penalized after the tackle. Let's see exactly what it is. Dead ball foul, personal foul against Oak Ridge. Wildcats evidently a late hit, and that's a tough call because they were going to lose yardage on the play. They're going to step the yardage off and into Oak Ridge territory, and that's a big penalty in the ball game.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate penalty. It looks like one of the teams, it was either 18 or 17, actually looks like he kind of dove over the pile, didn't hit anybody, but they call that a late hit. Brings up 2nd and about 2, which is, of course, would have been 2nd and 17.
Ball is at the 43-yard line. The Wildcats on top 13-10, 2:55 to play third quarter. Offset eye once again for Dave Thomas. Ball at the Oak Ridge 43. 2nd down, 2 yards to go. Thomas rolls to his right, turns it up the field, moves the ball forward, but I think he's close to a first down, depending on where they got him put down at. He needed to get to around the 41-yard line. Bo Price makes the stop for Oak Ridge. The spot is not a good one for the Riverdale Warriors. He's going to be short. It'll be 3rd down and a yard to go. I could have sworn he went farther than that, but that's where they put him down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Ball's at the 43, 2:21 to play third quarter. Oak Ridge on top 13-10. Big play in the ball game. The Oak Ridge crowd being brought to their feet by Bo Price out on the field. 3rd down, a yard to go. Dave Thomas looking at a 4-man front. Shifting on the line. Handoff, tailback, moves the ball forward for a first down. Squirts to the 40 and down to the 39. 1st and 10, Riverdale. Oak Ridge holding on to a 3-point lead here. We told everybody that it was probably going to be a low-scoring ball game. That's exactly what we've gotten. 2 very quick defenses. Field position is the key. The Wildcats had very little field position in the second quarter. Riverdale took advantage of that, and they had poor field position but took advantage of it with a long run. But right now they're driving in Oak Ridge territory, helped by a personal foul penalty. 1st and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line of Oak Ridge. 1:47 and counting. 13-10. The Wildcats on top. Single running back, 3 receivers split to the left. Dave Thomas, the quarterback, fumbles the snap, fallen upon by, let's see, I guess Riverdale. No celebration taking place when the Wildcat team players out on the field on defense. It is, let's see, a gain on the play of about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
You know, Riverdale's fumbled the ball 3 or 4 times in this ball game. Oak Ridge just hasn't been lucky enough to recover them. That time the quarterback looks like he just brought his hands out a little bit further, a little bit too quick, and then actually got the ball and picked up a yard and a half afterwards.
Maurice McKinney comes out of the ball game. The Wildcats looking at Riverdale come to the line, which is their own 30, their Oak Ridge 38. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Offset eye once again. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Under a minute to play third quarter. Man comes in motion. Quarterback Dave Thomas will run the ball himself and then move the ball down the field for perhaps a touchdown. Johnny Miller to beat. He's going to push him out of bounds. Or did he score a touchdown? He dove forward. Nice play, and it is a touchdown for Riverdale. He takes it in for the score. Once again, a great run by their quarterback.
It really was. They ran that quarterback draw. They ran it a couple of times earlier. He goes straight up the middle and then just cuts out to the right, makes an athletic play to dive into the end zone. Big play for the Riverdale Warriors, makes this ball game 16-13 with 42 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Big extra point try by the Warriors. They'll be kicking the extra point here. 16-13, the Wildcats trailing once again. The left-footed kicker trying to make it a 4-point game. On the good side of the field, the kick is on its way. It's up, looks good. And it is. Riverdale hits the extra point. The Wildcats trail it 17-13, 42 seconds to play. We'll be back with the Riverdale kickoff in 60 seconds.
kick. Tyler Campbell kicking off for the Warriors.
Tyler Campbell's short little pop-up kick is going to be fielded by Oak Ridge, and Jake Vane goes down at the 32-yard line. The Wildcats are going to take over after the little pop-up kick fielded by Jake Vane at the 32-yard line. The Oak Ridge offense on the field down 17-13, Scott. 41 seconds to play third quarter.
Still a lot of time in this ball game. 41 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Oak Ridge needs some points. Obviously down by 4, need a touchdown. And Oak Ridge not bad field position starting at the 32-yard line.
Up to the line they'll come. A.J. Harris to center, the first man to the line. Daley Thompson split to the far right. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Goldmeyer and Vane in the backfield. Scott hands it off Spencer. Spencer squirts forward to the 35. Moves the ball close to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of about 4 or 5 plays. 30 seconds and counting. Here the Wildcats down 17-13. Here at Blankenship Field, snowy Friday after Thanksgiving as the Wildcats come quickly to the line trying to get the crowd going. 21 seconds to play. Scott McMahon has the play. Ball's at the 36-yard line. 15 seconds and counting. Second down, about 6 yards to go. Up to the line they'll come. Landon splits out to the far right. Booker to the far left. 8 seconds to play. Scott McMahon, second down, rolls to his right. Looks to pass. Looks down the field. Wants to run it. And is pushed out of bounds as the quarter comes to a close. He goes out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. It'll be third down and long. The Oak Ridge signal caller got pummeled into the Oak Ridge bench. The Oak Ridge crowd wanted some kind of a penalty, but it's not forthcoming. That's the end of the third quarter. 12 more minutes of football. One of these two teams will play for the state championship, and the other will end their season here. 17-13 our score. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. Back here on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15, third down 5. For Oak Ridge, the ball at the Oak Ridge 37. Opening play of the fourth quarter, Oak Ridge trailing 17-13. Scott McMahon to pass. Fires it, complete. Spencer Goldmeyer at the 40, picks up a first down, barely. Right at the 43-yard line. Spencer makes the reception. First and 10 Wildcats.
That's all you need that time, just a little rollout pattern. Spencer goes out in the flat. Scott McMahon sees him, hits him early. Spencer's able to pick up the first down.
11:47 to play in the ball game. Riverdale on top, 17-13. The ball is at the 43-yard line. Riverdale not making things easy on the Wildcats, making Oak Ridge drive. Daley Thompson brings in the play from the Oak Ridge sideline. The offensive coordinator is Ron Gray. Daley splits out to the far left, single coverage on him. They play man-to-man. Scott brings them up, double wing. Goldmeyer, Blair, Booker in the backfield. Scott hands the ball to Corey Booker. Running room, moves the ball close to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of about 5 on first down. It'll be second down, then about 5 yards to go.
Yeah, that's all Oak Ridge needs to do right now. They're starting to establish a little bit of run toward the middle of the field. That's probably 3 or 4 plays in a row they've gotten positive yardage, and it looks like Corey Booker picked up about 5.
They might try to go back to their wing T plays here because, you know, Riverdale's an I formation. They face that quite a bit. Let's see if and that was a wing T play right there where they got 5 yards. Second down 5, 10:57 to play in the ball game, 17-13. Riverdale leads Oak Ridge. Ball is at the 48-yard line. Here they come to the line. Once again, a double wing, single running back. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Back to pass, lots of pressure. Running for his life, dumps a pass. It is caught by Spencer Goldmeyer for a first down at the 44-yard line. He didn't have a lot of real estate, makes the catch, and immediately goes out of bounds, but that's another first down.
It really is. And I tell you, the nose guard for them, number 34, he probably doesn't weigh about 170 pounds. He's extremely quick and has caused a lot of havoc. And that time he got free, and Scott saw that and just had to get rid of it in a hurry to pick up another first down.
Ball is at the Riverdale 44-yard line. Oak Ridge getting the play in. 10:38 to play in the game. 17-13, the Warriors on top of the Wildcats. Daley Thompson splits to the far left. Spencer Goldmeyer to the right. Oak Ridge backfield split. Scott McMahon at quarterback under A.J. Harris. Handoff Booker. Corey moves the ball, not very much, to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of about 2. Wildcats keep trying it and hoping that Corey's going to bust one of these.
Well, you're waiting for Corey to do that. He broke one for about 50 earlier in the ball game, and now he's just, he's getting 3 or 4 in a whack. But Oak Ridge, we've seen so many big plays. We've been spoiled by him so many times in the past, and this time it's just not happening.
101 yards rushing for the team, Ben Peters tells us. Second down, 8. It's a long 7, actually. Scott McMahon hands it off Blair. Leonard Blair moves the ball to the 40. The Wildcats still trying to run it. They get about 2. It's going to be another 3rd and long. I think the Wildcats have had some success throwing the ball. I know they want to establish the ground game. The Wildcats, I think, can move the ball through the air. Wildcats now faced with 3rd and 6. They need to get, once again, up here to the 34-yard line.
Well, they've been really lucky on 3rd down conversions, especially in the second half. Here comes the big one of the ball game, David, because if they don't get it, you would think that Oak Ridge in this part of the game would have to punt the ball away.
I would agree with that. 9:34 to play in the game, trailing 17-13. 2 receivers, Cody Kofer split to the right along with Daley Thompson. Scott to pass. Fires it. There's the man. Pass is incomplete, though. Wildcats will bring the punt team onto the field here, I believe. Yes, they'll come on with the punt team. That time, Daley, I think, was free over there. He just kind of overthrew him just a bit. 9:23 to play in the game. 17-13, and Danny Horvidell will punt the ball away. Standing back at around the 45-yard line. 4th down, 5 yards to go. The Wildcats laid a man onto the field. Grant Henry, he's there. Here's the snap. No pressure. Man, I might think about faking that one as they punt it. It's going to go inside the 5, inside the 10, roll to the 9-yard line. They drop everybody back there, and Danny probably, if they wanted him to, probably could have run it.
Well, you look at it then, and they brought nobody and start backing up, and especially on a pooch kick like that, you would think they'd try to bring somebody. They did that the last couple of times they punted, so maybe the Oak Ridge coaching staff will see that maybe later on this ball game when they really need it. They may bring it out. Of
course, though, as soon as they do that, they probably bring everybody, and then Danny will be killed. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats trailing 17-13. Only 9:14 to play in the ball game. One of these two teams playing for a state championship on Saturday. Riverdale on top, 17-13. Dave Thomas, the quarterback, and a flag goes down on the play. I think Riverdale is going to be penalized 5. I think they're going to have a substitution infraction once again as they come over. What's the call? A dead ball foul? Substitution infraction against Riverdale. They'll back them up.
How about a turnover right here, David? Riverdale's laid the ball on the ground a couple times. What a great place for a turnover as they start this drive from their 4-yard line.
Of course, they started at the 10-yard line or the 9-yard line before and went for a long touchdown, but Wildcat defense needs to stiffen right here. The Oak Ridge crowd being urged on by Johnny Miller. 17-13 Riverdale by 4, 9:14 to play in the ball game. Thomas, the quarterback. Offset eye, man comes in motion. Thomas under center. Will roll to his left, run it, cut it up the field, and move the ball forward to around the 7-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 11 yards to go. Josh Snyder on the stop for the Wildcats. 9 minutes and counting. Riverdale in no hurry. They're content to keep the ball on the ground here. 8:55 to play. The ball is at the 8-yard line. Snow's kind of come to a near stop here, Blankenship. Crowd making noise. Second down, 11 yards to go. 8:44 and counting in the game. 17-13. Riverdale on top of Oak Ridge. I formation, single receiver split to the left. Quarterback Thomas hands it tailback Miller. He's hit at the 10. It'll be third down and 10 yards to go for the Warriors as he's tackled on the left side of the line by the Wildcats. Second down, 10, as the ball carrier once again was number 38, Durante Frazier. It'll be 3rd down, 9 yards to go. And here comes the Oak Ridge crowd once again.
Great crowd. They've been into this ball game from the get-go, David. Oak Ridge needs a big stop. Hopefully they'll stop them here and get the ball back in great field position.
8:06 to play in the ball game. 17-13 Riverdale on top of Oak Ridge. Single receiver split to the far right. I formation, 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Quarterback Dave Thomas under center. Back to pass. Time, cranks it down the field to nobody. It's incomplete. 4th down, they'll punt. Somebody must have slipped. I believe the intended receiver, Brown, just couldn't get his footing, went down on the red cat paw, and the Wildcats should have great field position. They'll be punting from their own end zone. Good defensive stand for the Wildcats. Cody Kofert back to receive the kick for the Wildcats, standing back at the 50. Riverdale.
Think they'll take it again?
I don't know if they will, although they almost got it the last time. They need 10 yards. He'll be punting from the checkerboard end zones to our left. Cody standing back near midfield. Snap is high. Kick is away. It's terrible. It's terrible. Unbelievably bad. Goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Oak Ridge will have it 1st and 10 at the Riverdale 25.
It's a horrible punt, like you say, David. It just goes off the side of his foot. He shakes it, and there was a Wildcat that was in there. It may have been Johnny Miller. I'm not sure. And they got a little bit of pressure, and it was a high snap. He just couldn't ever get his footing or whatever happened. But Oak Ridge takes over in outstanding field position, has got to convert and score 7 points on this drive.
17-13 is the score. The ball officially goes out at the 26-yard line of Riverdale. Landon Thomas split to the far right. Here comes Scott McMahon at quarterback. Double wing for the Wildcats. 1st and 10. Booker comes in motion. Corey has a handoff. Got a block from Brian Harris. Cuts inside. Gain 2. Not much more than that. Got across the 25 to the 24. It's just slow going out there. The footing is so poor as once again Corey's able to get only about 2 at 2nd down and 8. Wildcats have the ball at the Riverdale 23-yard line, trailing 17-13. The winner plays for the state championship. The loser gets ready for next year. Jake Vane comes out of the ball game. Daley Thompson in as a receiver, along with Nick Walker. Oak Ridge from the eye. The fullback is Spencer Gomar. The tailback, Corey Booker. Scott McMahon, straight drop. Fires a pass. There's the man. Pass is incomplete. A lot of pressure that time. Scott almost got sacked. Daley Thompson, the intended receiver. It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go. The Wildcats have to get down to the 14-yard line. Oak Ridge just really struggling to get any kind of yards.
Yeah, that time, as soon as McMahon goes back to pass the ball, number 52 for them, Alsop, is right in his face. He has to throw it in a hurry. Doesn't get a whole lot on it. Comes maybe a couple yards short as Oak Ridge, big 3rd down in this ball game.
I think obviously in 4-down territory right now with 6:53 to play. I formation, Scott McMahon. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. The pitch will go to Booker. Here's Cody Cover to pass. Down the field, Landon Thomas. Touchdown! If he can catch it, he cannot. It's off his fingertips, incomplete. A little bit underthrown, good coverage. Landon Thomas, the intended receiver, not a bad looking play. Cody delivers the pass, just slightly underthrown. It bounced up in the air, and then Landon had an opportunity to come get it. Now the Wildcats have it 4th and 8. Riverdale's defense just outstanding, and Oak Ridge is going to call a timeout. We'll take a short one. We'll be back to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats trailing 17-13, back in 30 seconds. Back here at Blankenship Field on AM 1290 WATO, Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15. 4th down, 9 yards to go. The Wildcats have converted some 3rd downs and 1 4th down, I believe, in this game. But, you can't go for a field goal here. You can, but you'd still be trailing by 1. 6:46 to play. Hopefully Coach Gray and the offensive staff have the right play. The Wildcats break from the sideline and come to the line. The ball's at the Riverdale 24. They hold Oak Ridge right here. Just an outstanding defensive stand. Here comes Oak Ridge. Daley Thompson split to the left. Scott McMahon laid a man onto the field. Jake Vane comes onto the field. 4th down, 9 yards to go. Up to the line, man comes in motion. Scott to pass. Might run it. He's going to have to throw it. Now comes back to the right and is in trouble. Cranks it up the way. Pass is intercepted at the 12-yard line. I might have considered going ahead and calling another timeout once they had so much indecision down there, but they went ahead with it, and Riverdale takes over on downs.
Well, they do. It's a big play in this ball game, but obviously, David, there's still a lot of time left. Oak Ridge's defense has shown that they can hold the Riverdale offense. 6 minutes and a half left to go in this ball game. Oak Ridge's defense needs to stiffen up once again, and actually got a little favor that time by them intercepting the ball versus them knocking it down and having it incomplete.
Wildcat defense has to come to the rise to the occasion once again. 17-13, 6:36 to play. The Wildcats have 2 timeouts remaining. They have 3. Riverdale on top, 17-13. I formation, single receiver split to the right. Dave Thomas at quarterback. Under center from the 11-yard line. He'll hand it to the tailback who moves the ball forward for very little. Push back right, actually behind the line of scrimmage at around the 11. That's Gaston Miller once again, trying to move the ball forward. It'll be 2nd down and about 10 yards to go. 6:20 and counting in the ball game. The Wildcats trailing 17-13. Oak Ridge has been inside the 30 at least 3 times and have gotten no points out of it, Scott.
Well, that's just it. Their defense is just so good, so tenacious, so quick. Oak Ridge just that with the poor field conditions, Oak Ridge just hasn't been themselves and opened up their regular offense.
Up to the line will come Riverdale once again. 5:58 to play. Ball is at the 11-yard line, 2nd and 11. Thomas rolling, looking to run, up the field, boom! He's blasted at the 10-yard line. Then another flag comes in. Hopefully not a late hit, hopefully some kind of a holding. Official throws the flag in. We'll have to check the call. Coming over to tell us what? Holding Riverdale. He lost about 3 on the play, 5:47 to play. It would bring up 3rd down and 13 yards to go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting here to see if Oak Ridge would give them another down on the penalty, or if they just go ahead and decline it. It'll bring up 3rd and about 12. If they decline it, maybe more than that, or 2nd and about 15 or so. So I would think the Oak Ridge would probably decline this penalty.
5:47 to play. Riverdale has it. We'll see here in a moment. Wildcats, I think, were waving off the penalty, declining it. Holding, Riverdale declined. It'll be 3rd down, 13 yards to go. Ball is at the Riverdale 10-yard line. 3rd down and 10. Riverdale getting 4 new players into the ball game. 5:44 and counting in this ball game. Oak Ridge down 17-13. Oak Ridge crowd coming to their feet. Winner plays for the state championship on Saturday. 5:34 to play. Biggest play of the game right here. 3rd down, 12 yards to go. Dave Thomas at quarterback. Man comes in motion. I formation. Thomas has time. Wide open man. Can he catch up to it? No. Incomplete. Breakdown in the coverage. Somebody left him wide open. It's 4th and 12. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Flag is down. Wildcats are saying that it's against Riverdale, but no signal. Holding Riverdale. Pass was incomplete. Fortunately, that receiver unable to catch up to the pass, and Oak Ridge is going to get the ball again.
Well, that's what we said. You know, that sequence only took about a minute and a half or so, David. Plenty of time. Oak Ridge looks to be getting the ball back in decent field position. The offense has got to come up. This is when they've got to do it, David. They've got to score points, got to score a touchdown.
No turnovers. 17-13 is our score. 5:17 to play. Once again, Riverdale punting from their own end zone. They'll lay a man onto the field. Cody Kofer standing back at the 50-yard line. He's got to handle the ball or make sure he doesn't fumble it. Punt is away. Better kick this time. Cody's under it. Back on it. Has it at the 50. Slips and falls at the 46-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. 1st down, 10 yards to go. 5:09 to play in this ball game. The winner plays for the state championship. The loser is done. The Wildcats have it at the Riverdale 46 yards. They've been slow to get. Wildcats down 17-13, and here comes the offense onto the field.
Well, you know, David, this is what you hope for. Oak Ridge has shown all year that they can move the ball, and here you go, time chance for your offense to come in and win this ball game.
I formation, Oak Ridge. 2 receivers to the right. Scott McMahon pitches to Corey Booker. Needs to get a block. Turns the ball up the field and got 2 yards. moves the ball to the 45. With the ground conditions so poor like that, Wildcats just having trouble getting outside, and they're not getting much on first down, which they need.
Absolutely, and still in a game like this, Corey is a senior. He's been there. He's the all-time leading rusher in Oak Ridge history. Put the ball in his hands, and let's see what he can do with it.
4 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Wildcats down 17-13. Second down, a long 8 to go. James Mitchell comes out of the ball game. Wildcats to the line, which is the Riverdale 45. Crowd on both sides making a lot of noise. I formation. Cody Kofer split to the left. Scott McMahon, quarterback, will pass. Goes down the field to Daley Thompson. Incomplete. Overthrown. Now it's 3rd and 9. The Wildcats are continually faced with these 3rd and long situations. The ball's at the 46-yard line. I just don't think you need to go for the home run right now. They've had some success with the running backs in the flats here. Spencer catching out of the backfield. It is now 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, I think I agree. You know, there's still plenty of time to go in this ball game. They need to get a couple first downs, keep the clock chewing up, and then make a big play. But none other big play than right here, David. 3rd and 9, but I'd still be a 4-down territory.
Ball's at the 46-yard line. 4:17 to play. 3rd and 9. Landon Thomas splitting out to the left. Single running back. The Wildcats and a wingman to the left. That's Goldmeyer. Scott McMahon, quarterback, has no time to throw. Is about to get sacked. Moves the ball forward and is dropped. It'll be 4th down and 7. They brought the house that time. Now the Wildcats are down to a 4th and about 6. The season perhaps riding on the line, and Coach Lussier wants a timeout. Exactly 4 minutes to play. Oak Ridge down 17-13. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here on AM 1290 WATO Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15, 4th down 7. Wildcats have to get the ball to the 36-yard line. 17-13, Riverdale leads. Snowy Blankenship Field. 4 minutes to go here. Wildcats are down to their final timeout, and the Riverdale crowd going nuts. Now the Oak Ridge crowd gets with it. Scott McMahon has the play from the offensive coordinator, Ron Gray. Wildcats have Cody Kofer in the ball game. Daley Thompson as receivers. Shotgun for Scott McMahon. They need to get to the 36-yard line. Booker back there with him. Here's the snap. Breaking down. Across the middle. Pass is caught for a first down at the 29-yard line. Daley Thompson receiving a bullet line drive pass from Scott McMahon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that Oak Ridge ran 3 receivers, ran 2 of them straight down the field, and then the receiver actually does a little core route. Scott sees him. Daley Thompson is open and throws a bullet pass. How big was that first down there?
3 minutes, 55 seconds to play. The ball is at the Riverdale 29. Oak Ridge down 17-13. Up to the line they'll come. Walker, Nick Walker split to the right. I formation, Landon Thomas split to the left. 1st and 10 for Scott. Rolling, looking, has time, breaking down, now runs it. 25, Scott McMahon moves the ball forward to the 23, gains about 5. 3:30 to play. Scott really took a shot at the end of the play. It'll be 2nd down. Let's see, the officials are talking, no flag. I thought they were talking about something. It'll be 2nd down, and they are going to call a penalty against Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Still don't even see a flag. Maybe it's down here on the sideline where we can't see it, but Oak Ridge picked up positive yards there, and a brutal time to have a penalty.
They're stepping the yardage back. 3:30 to play. Holding the call. They put the ball at the 40. Where it'll be 1st down and 20 yards to go. He was right in the middle of the field in the mud, and that's why we didn't see it. There was only 1 flag down. Wildcats, 1st and 20. 3:30 to play, trailing Riverdale 17-13. Gut-wrenching ball game here from Blankenship Field. Scott McMahon, junior quarterback, offset eye. Goldmeyer in the backfield along with Corey Booker. 1st and 20. Scott rolls. Looks deep. Cody Kofer. He's under it. He's tripped up. Where's the flag? No flag. How can that be pass interference? Booing thing just taking place here. No flag down. Cody Kofer tripped. And unbelievable. No flag there. Looked like should have been pass interference. It'll be 2nd and 20.
He was open, David, and it looks like Cody's also hurt on the play, but he's running down the field. The ball's in the air, and they get tangled up. David, that's pass interference. No way in the world that can't be called.
2 receivers right on the spot, wouldn't throw the flag. Ball's at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 20. 3:11 to play. Once again, Landon Thomas split to the right, along with Booker. Wildcats shotgun formation. Scott McMahon. They need to get to the 20 for a first. Wildcats waste a play there. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 23. They tried a little like a draw play off to Spencer Goldmeyer. 3 minutes and counting. 3rd down and about 23 yards to go.
That's not a bad call. I really maybe the people in the stands don't like that, but you got a defense that pursues like they do. Have them come upfield. All you got to do is slip across that initial wave, and you've got a big gain. That time Spencer just couldn't get free, and what a big ball game. I mean, what a big play in this ball game once again.
Cody Kofer splitting out deep once again. Oak Ridge from the straight eye this time, not from the shotgun. Scott McMahon the pass. Looks to run. He's going to have to throw it. Sacked. Wildcats probably, I don't know why they didn't come from the shotgun right there and give Scott a little bit more room. It's now 4th down at about 20. 2:16 to play, and Oak Ridge will call a timeout. 4th and an eternity. 2:12, and the clock is just ticking down here against the Wildcats. As the clock just continues to tick and tick on down. The Wildcats down. They had Precious. I mean, as they just continue to tick the clock down, I thought they might want to use their timeout because this is the play of the game. If they don't pick up a first down, the game's over, perhaps. Here they come to the line. Wildcats need 23 yards for a first. 1:46 to play. Scott McMahon, straight eye, back to pass. Goes down the field. Going to be incomplete. Good try. No flags. They'll take over on downs. You know, Scott, if the Wildcats don't win this ball game, and it's not looking too good, looks like the Wildcats are going to lose on their home field unless a turnover or something happens right here. The lack of a call for no pass interference down the field, I'd love to see that on the tape. That was a catchable pass, and why they and how they couldn't call pass interference, I'll never know. But, you know, that's the way it goes. The Wildcats have had opportunities in this ball game, just haven't been able to take advantage of them.
Well, I'm never going to blame a game on an official, but that was clearly pass interference. No ifs and buts about it. That's got to be called, and you can't blame that on the officials, or can't blame it on this Oak Ridge team. They're still fighting, David. There's still a chance with the field conditions. The ball is slippery as it is, as cold as it is. Hopefully Oak Ridge can get a turnover here.
1:37 to play. Oak Ridge only has the 1 timeout left, and they'll try to stop that right away. Riverdale trying to get to their 4th consecutive state championship game. Very disappointment. A lot of disappointment. A lot of the fans beginning to file out, but regardless what happens, Scott, the Wildcats have had a great season. Still not over. Still 1:37 to play. Anything can happen. Boy, I wish the guy had thrown that flag, though, Scott.
Oh, he's got to throw that flag. I mean, a big game like this, that's a catchable ball. Cody catches that ball, David.
Here they come to the line. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 43-yard line. Quarterback under center. Hand off. The quarterback's got it, running it. Fumbles the football. Oak Ridge has it. Oak Ridge has recovered. Just the miracle they needed. The miracle has taken place, and now they've got to do something with it. Oak Ridge is given a second life at midfield.
Right at midfield. I'm not sure who it was. Somebody came in, stripped the ball from the quarterback. The ball goes bouncing free. I believe Daley Thompson may have got the fumble. And like you said, second life for the Wildcats. They've got 1 minute and 30 seconds to go 50 yards to pay dirt, and they have 1 timeout.
Here they come to the line. Daley Thompson split to the right. Cody Kofer to the left. I formation. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the 50-yard line. Here's the reverse. Cody Kofer. He wants to throw it. He falls down, breaks the tackle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 1:21 to play. They have great coverage down the field. Daley Thompson, the intended receiver. The Wildcats have to hurry and get to the line. They don't have time to waste. Wildcats, 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball at the 48-yard line. 1:06 to play. They've got to have a play ready. Once again, the Wildcats, Johnny Miller. Big play receiver, splits out to the far left. Under a minute to play. Second down, 8 for Oak Ridge. Ball at the Riverdale 48-yard line. Scott McMahon the pass. Johnny Miller the receiver. Johnny Miller's there. He can't make the catch though at the 10-yard line. Third down, 9 yards to go. The Wildcats have abandoned these little flats here. They have had some time going for the home run. I would go a little short route here and get it out of bounds, get a first down.
I agree. I think they're trying to get the touchdown too quickly. They're still, they've got 2 more downs. Let's try to get a first down and then to see what happens.
Third down, 9 yards to go. Clock is stopped, 48 seconds to play. 17-13 Riverdale on top of Oak Ridge. Ball's at the 48-yard line. Oak Ridge offense just waiting for that one big play to happen. James Mitchell's coming out of the ball game. The Wildcats have 1 timeout remaining. 48 seconds on the clock. Up to the line, Oak Ridge. Shotgun once again for Scott McMahon. The Wildcats have Spencer Goldmeyer in the backfield. Here's the snap. Pressured. Across the middle. Who's he throwing to that time? Daley Thompson, I believe the intended receiver. 44 seconds to play, and once again it's 4th down and 8. The Wildcats are running out of lives here, Scott. The Wildcats have had opportunities. I just don't see why they haven't tried to work the sideline here. I'm not a coach by any stretch of the imagination, but that pass was working early in the game.
Absolutely, and Oak Ridge is going to take their final time out here to talk about it, but they've had success not only this ball game, they've had success all year with that little play out in the flats, and it comes down to one play in this ball game, and maybe Oak Ridge doesn't try to get the touchdown here. Maybe they come back and just try to get maybe 10, 12 yards, pick up a first down, start over.
44 seconds to play, 17-13 the score. Wildcats have to get to the 40-yard line. Scott McMahon and the offensive group out there talking with Ron Gray. Oak Ridge has had their chances in this ball game. They got the miracle turnover that they needed, but have only been able to get about a yard so far. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line, down 17-13. Wildcats 4th down, 8 yards to go. At the Riverdale 48-yard line, junior quarterback Scott McMahon, a Warrior, played well all season long for Oak Ridge. Wildcats need to come up with a big play. McMahon will come up under center once again. They'll drop some defensive backs back. Rolling to his right, looks, throws it down the middle. Daly's got it! He's got it! First down inside the 25. 37 seconds to play. And 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. Great throw, Scott McMahon.
It was a great throw. It's an outstanding catch as well, David. The ball was thrown just a little bit behind him, but he makes the catch. What a huge first down as the clock is stopped now to while they move the change. 37 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Scott McMahon, 1st and 10 at the Riverdale 23. Scott spikes it, stops the clock. It's 2nd and 10. A lot of the fans were heading on out of Blankenship Field, have had to turn around. Oak Ridge has it 2nd and 10, 35 seconds to play, no timeouts on the clock. The winner plays for the state championship. The loser is done, but what a great finish we've got here, Scott.
Well, that fumble down here, I can't even talk, it's so exciting, David. The fumble down here just gave them another life. You think it's all over. It's 4th and 9. Daley Thompson, Scott McMahon connect for a big play. Now Oak Ridge has got the ball inside the 22-yard line. 35
seconds to play, no timeouts. Booker in a slot, Scott McMahon. Back to pass, in trouble. Needs to get rid of it, does. James Mitchell, does he make the catch? He does! It's at the 5-yard line! 2nd down, 1st down, goal to go. James Mitchell, 1st down, goal to go Oak Ridge. 27 seconds to play. Scott McMahon will probably spike it once again. James Mitchell, here's the snap, and he does spike it. There are 25 ticks left on this clock. Oak Ridge is at the Riverdale 5-yard line.
I'll tell you, Oak Ridge now is in the position where they can't really run the ball. They have no timeouts left, so I would expect to see them do a bootleg, and that way maybe they can run it. If nothing's there, lob it over. What a ball game. 25 seconds, the ball is on the 5-yard line. They cannot turn the ball over.
17-13. Timeout asked for Riverdale. No timeouts. They've got 2. Oak Ridge crowd going nuts. What a ball game. What a finish. Oak Ridge 5 yards away from a touchdown. 25 seconds. 5 yards away from a state championship game, perhaps. The Wildcats down 17-13. What a great ball game.
Unbelievable, David. You really, after they turned the ball over the last time on downs, you didn't think Oak Ridge had a chance. They get the fumble, and here they are knocking on the door 5 yards away from winning this football game.
But only 25 ticks on the clock. Great game here from Blankenship Field. The Oak Ridge fans going nuts. Huge crowd on hand here. The Riverdale Warriors have been to the state championship ball game the last 3 years. Oak Ridge hasn't been since '91, but they are 5 yards away from it. Up to the line they'll come. Second down, goal to go at the 5. Scott McMahon at quarterback. Daley Thompson splitting out to the right. Wildcats, Jake Bain, Corey Booker, Spencer Goldmeyer. 25 seconds to play. Scott, back to pass. Lots of pressure. Pass is deflected, interception, ball game is over. Having the heartbreak, just like that. Just like that, Riverdale takes the momentum, gets the ball and the interception on a deflection, and the season is going to come to a close. But what a great ending. And man, you talk about a roller coaster of emotions right there.
Yeah, David, one of the ends or tackles just got the hand on the ball, and it just plopped up right into one of the linebackers' hands. What a big play. And, of course, you've got to throw the ball pretty much right there. And Oak Ridge just they couldn't convert it. And what a gut-wrenching loss for this Wildcat football team.
Absolutely. One of the Riverdale Warriors down on the field. Just an unbelievable finish here. You get the ball at the 5-yard line. You think you're about to go in and take it and win it. But just like that, just a deflection. And you can't blame the quarterback. The ball was deflected by someone and then just picked off by the Riverdale Warriors. And in 20 seconds, they're going to win this ball game and go to the state championship. The Wildcats, great season about to come to a close. We've had so many things go our way in this ball game as of late, but you can't. They're just going to go to the knee right here, as Riverdale will just snap it and go to a knee, and they'll head to Murfreesboro. They'll head back home for a state championship. Very, very disappointing as the fans file out of Blankenship Field.
Unbelievable. You know, you think you have the ball game won. You like your chances with the ball on the 5-yard line. Can't fault anybody. Just one of the linemen, either the lineman, one of the defensive end, gets his hands up, makes a big ball game, a big play in this huge ball game. Obviously, the biggest ball. It's harder for me to talk. It's so exciting. Biggest play in this ball game, and just a gut-wrenching loss for Oak Ridge.
Wildcats will watch Riverdale beat Oak Ridge on their home field, 17-13. Seniors, you got to feel for them. There's a lot of disappointment. The Wildcats just had their chances there at the end, just couldn't take advantage of it. That's the biggest turnover of the game, but it's the way it happens sometimes. As the coaching staff is headed down from the booth here, the Wildcats down 17-13, and they'll take a knee. The Wildcats cannot stop it. Dave Thomas under center. There, the flag goes down on the play, and somebody's offsides, or is it delay of game? Riverdale is going to play for the state championship once again. Very, very disappointing. Had the ball at the 5-yard line, just couldn't quite get it done.
No, they couldn't. And I go back to the play, I guess, right before halftime. To me, was the biggest game in this ball game, the biggest play in this ball game. I'm gonna get that right here in a minute. And as the snap is coming, and the snap goes down to one knee, and that will be the end of this ball game.
Riverdale has defeated the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats by a final score of 17-13, and Riverdale, for the 4th consecutive year, will play for the state championship. They've come to Oak Ridge and knocked off the Wildcats by a final score of 17-13. The fans and the team pile onto the field. The Wildcats need to go shake hands with the Riverdale Warriors. Some players on the sidelines here. This is Oak Ridge. We don't sit on the sidelines. We shake the hands of the other team. The Wildcats have been defeated 17-13. Congratulations to Riverdale. They're moving on. Congratulations, Oak Ridge, for a fine season.
Absolutely. What a great season. You look at a lot of individuals. Corey Booker, of course, breaking the all-time record. That's first and foremost. But what a ball game. What a season that they've had. And you hate to see it end like on a play like that when you really thought Oak Ridge had a chance to win that ball game. Just my hats are off to Riverdale. Came in here to knock off Oak Ridge on their home field, and then last week to go into the pit and knock off Lincoln County. They've got a good football team.
How disappointing though the Wildcat seniors are, for sure. 17-13. It was a great game if you're a fan to watch. It was close. As the snow falls here at Blankenship Field, the Riverdale Warriors will head on back to Murfreesboro for a chance to win the state championship. We're on AM 1290 WATO. And we're going to hand the microphone back here to Ben Peters for a look at the final statistics.
To start the third quarter, Oak Ridge receives and starts on the Riverdale 46. With 8 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter, a field goal attempt by Danny Hordell is no good, and Riverdale starts on their own 20-yard line. They have to punt with 6 minutes, 18 seconds left to go in the third quarter, but it's a fake punt, and they are 1 yard shy of the first down, so Oak Ridge gets the ball. And with 5 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the third quarter, a 24-yard pass to Cody Kofer moves the ball to the Riverdale 5-yard line. And then Spencer Goldmeyer finishes up the drive for Oak Ridge on a 2-yard touchdown run with 4 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the quarter, putting Oak Ridge up 13 to Riverdale's 10. Riverdale starts on their own 20, and a 16-yard first down run by Miller moves the ball to their own 49-yard line. And with 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter, a 37-yard touchdown run by Thomas puts Riverdale back ahead, 17 to Oak Ridge's 13. Oak Ridge starts on their own 32-yard line with 41 seconds left to go in the quarter, and that's where they finish at the end of the third quarter. They start on their own 37-yard line. That's where they have the ball at the start of the fourth quarter. A 7-yard first down pass to Goldmeyer moves the ball for Oak Ridge, and a 6-yard first down pass to Goldmeyer moves the ball to the Riverdale 44-yard line. But with 9 minutes, 14 seconds left to go in the quarter, they have to punt to Riverdale. Riverdale with 9 minutes, 14 seconds starts on their own 9-yard line, but they end up punting to Oak Ridge with 7 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the quarter. Oak Ridge starts on the Riverdale 26-yard line after a bad punt from the Riverdale end zone, and they go for it on fourth down but do not convert with 6 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. So Riverdale starts with the ball on their own 12-yard line. They have to punt to Oak Ridge once again, and Oak Ridge starts on the Riverdale 46-yard line with 5 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. A 12-yard pass for a fourth down conversion moves the ball to the Riverdale 40-yard line. But a holding on Oak Ridge moves the ball back to the Riverdale 40-yard line. And they have to go for it on fourth down once again with just 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, and do not convert. And Riverdale ends up fumbling it with 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go in the quarter, and Oak Ridge recovers, giving Oak Ridge one more chance to score. They start on their own 50-yard line after the fumble recovery. And with 38 seconds left to go, a 25-yard first down pass to Daley Thompson moves the ball to the Riverdale 23, and an 18-yard first down pass to James Mitchell moves the ball to the Riverdale 5-yard line, putting Oak Ridge deep in Riverdale territory. With 25 seconds left to go in the quarter, a deflected pass is intercepted by Riverdale, and they hold on to the ball for the last 20 seconds and beat Oak Ridge with the final score. Oak Ridge 13, Riverdale 17. Oak Ridge had 12 first downs on the night and a total offense of 250 yards. Spencer Goldmeyer had 11 carries for 26 yards, average of 2.4 per carry. Scott McMahon had 6 carries for 8 yards, while Corey Booker had 12 carries for 73 yards. They had a total of 33 carries for 111 rushing yards. Scott McMahon was 10 for 20 on the night for 139 yards. He hooked up with Spencer Goldmeyer twice for 12 yards, Cody Kofer once for 24 yards, Daley Thompson 4 times for 48 yards, and James Mitchell 3 times for 55 yards for a touchdown. Riverdale had 10 first downs, total offense of 237 yards. Gaston Miller did the bulk of the rushing for 14 carries for 130 yards, and Dave Thomas also had 12 carries for 82 yards. They had a total of 35 rushing attempts, 239 rushing yards. Dave Thomas was 1 for 5 on the night passing for -2 yards passing. Gaston Miller was his one receiver that he hooked up with. Once again, Riverdale 10 first downs, total offense of 237 yards. Oak Ridge 12 first downs, total offense of 250 yards. Oak Ridge with the final 2 drives had more total offense than Riverdale, but could not come through in the very end, and in the great season with the final score against Riverdale 17, Oak Ridge 13. Back to you, David.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Another good job for you. Great season. Appreciate your work once again. Unfortunately, it's like it has the last few years. It's going to end in a loss before a title ball game as the snow falls here at Blankenship Field. disappointing ball game if you're an Oak Ridge fan. Riverdale, they think they're a year away, actually. They think that because they have so many young players, but they're going to be playing for the title against either Franklin or Germantown. Last score we had was Franklin on top, but you got to feel for these seniors. They've had a great year, though, and eventually somewhere down the line, Scott, they'll realize that and think back on it. Right now they're devastated, disappointed, but somewhere down the line they'll think, you know, we won our region, made it to the Final Four in the state, just didn't have enough to do it on the final ball game, but we had a great career and a great season.
Yeah, absolutely. My hat's off to this Oak Ridge Wildcat football team. I'll tell you the thing that impressed me, David, they came to play every game. I mean, there was not one game, even the game that they lost early to DB, and especially this game, it wasn't for lack of effort, that's for sure, but they laid it on the line and, just couldn't make a big play. Riverdale's defense was outstanding. They just flew to the ball, and the pursuit was just outstanding. And Oak Ridge just, wet field conditions, just couldn't get their offense going.
Missed opportunities too. The Wildcats had some opportunities inside the 25, 3, 4, 5 times. Couldn't get any scores. Missed a field goal. And, you mentioned one thing earlier about perhaps going for 2 on that one touchdown. Hindsight's easy to look back at something like that, but would have been a 3-point game, and they could have gone for a field goal. But, the turnover kind of makes that a moot point.
Well, even looking at, the long missed field goal, you can't fault Danny Horverdale for missing that field goal. It's a long 45, 50-yard, whatever it was, and, almost made it. If they make that, now all of a sudden you're kicking a field goal down here and winning the ball game. But, you can talk about what ifs all, for the rest of your lives, and Oak Ridge, they just came up just a little short when they had to, but I think the key, they had so many 3rd and longs and just couldn't convert on those things, but the defense played well enough to win that ball game.
Yeah, outstanding defense, too, by the Riverdale Warriors. You mentioned, their offense, they had the one big, long play, but overall they really weren't impressive. Maybe field position had something to do with that because they just didn't really have much in the second half. Their defense runs to the ball well, and they just do an outstanding job. Oak Ridge just really could not get their ground game going, and a lot of that, in part, I'm sure, because of the field conditions, but it was quite apparent they weren't going to get a whole lot in the mud, and really the Wildcats were making some big plays. Crucial first downs where they weren't getting a whole lot of yards, making it 3rd and long, and you just can't keep rolling the dice like that. And eventually the Wildcats got the break they needed, but just couldn't go. And we can talk about this, the same result. It's a 17-13 loss, and our hats go off, and congratulations to Riverdale. I hope they go on and win the title, because I always like to see the team that knocks your team off to win it. Riverdale's got a good defense, and if they can get any kind of offense, I see them perhaps winning another title for Coach Rankin.
Yeah, absolutely, and think about it too. They're going to be home. That's a home game for them, playing at Middle Tennessee State. Also, they're going to be on turf. Can you imagine how quick this defense is going to be on artificial turf?
Snowy day here at Blankenship Field, snowing as hard as it has all night. As the final score is posted, 17-13. Waiting for Coach Bruce Lussier to join us in the press box. We'll take a quick break. We'll send it back to Darren Creek. The Wildcats defeated by Riverdale for the 4th consecutive time. 17-13 the final. We'll be back, hopefully with Coach Lussier in 2 minutes. But Oak Ridge had so many opportunities, so many chances in this game. This defense just played outstanding football all night long. Field position was a big factor, but Oak Ridge's defense, like they've been all year, just so tough. But unfortunately, just didn't get enough offense, and I don't really fault the offense that much. They had trouble with the ground game. Corey never really had a whole lot of yards because the field was bad, and Riverdale just ran to the ball so well. But and it's disappointing, especially when it comes to a close. And I see a couple seniors down in the middle of the field, Justin Pace, Bo Price, and some others down there, and disappointment. I mean, and there's no good way to put this. If you're an Oak Ridge fan, you're disappointed. 17-13, but like I said before, it's been a great year, and eventually these guys will realize that.
Yeah, absolutely. The sun will come up tomorrow. Well, maybe. I don't know. It hasn't here lately, but tomorrow's another day, and I'm sure these guys are going to feel sick, and they'll feel sick for a while. But it's football. They lost. They gave it their best, and they can be proud of that. They've done that all year, and it's especially hard for these seniors who we're so close. And it's hard, David, when you're not going to put that uniform on for again, and especially these guys that have contributed, the guys that we call out every single night. It's tough, and for the juniors, it's still tough, but at least they get to come back next year and play another year.
Still waiting for Coach Lussier to join us here maybe somebody can go out and try to find him. I think Mike Sheehan's going to, here he is, coming into the booth here. Get a chance to speak to him. And we'll get him into the booth here, and very disappointed, but Coach, I know you're disappointed, but like Scott and I were just talking about, great year for your football team. I mean, regardless, and only one team at the end of the year is going to be happy in 5A football. And we would have liked it to have been our team, but it's just not the way it happened tonight. Had so many opportunities in this game. Your defense played just outstanding ball. I mean, they played as hard and as well as you can play against a good team like this Riverdale team. But you couldn't just make the plays when you needed to. And when you get the ball at the 5-yard line, just a roller coaster of emotions. They fumble it, have second life. You move the ball, having to get 4th down and longs and having to pick up 3rd down conversions. And then to turn it over at the 5-yard line, just gut-wrenching way to lose it. I know you're disappointed, but a great year for your team.
Well, disappointment is there. But, again, we went into the game tonight, David, saying no regrets. We didn't want to leave anything on the field. I don't think we did. Take advantage of everything we can. Take some chances. There, in the 4th quarter, we had to go for it several times on 4th down. Field conditions, I didn't think warranted us kicking field goals. We're a little bit out of range. I tried that one. I thought he might be able to knock it through. Had a little tailwind, blowing down towards the south end, and I thought we might be able to get that, even though field goals weren't going to win the ball game for us because we missed that extra point early on. But made the plays when we had to keep the drives going. Just couldn't make that play down in there. And of course, I think most of the time, went out there with a minute and a half to go and went back on defense, and our kids were, thinking, let's keep it going, and try to talk them into making a play. You never know what's going to happen. Hang in there, be positive, and exactly what we talked about in a little huddle out there on the logo happened. I knew the quarterback was going to keep the ball. They weren't going to take a chance from having a handoff misplaced or that kind of stuff. We secured the tackle first. Somebody came in, swatted the ball, and we got it. We got 50 yards to go and heading to Murfreesboro, and we get it down the 5-yard line. I thought we could have got a few calls. We didn't get any of those down the field tonight, and it's a different look, I'm sure, from up here than down on the sidelines. Some of those I thought were interference calls. They were riding us hard, playing their man coverages. But we had a few that were real close. Johnny's catch or pass down here that we just missed out. Just out of his tips, he makes those catches generally. But had our opportunities. We played on their side of the field majority of the night, and they did a good job to keep us out and made us work for everything. We just couldn't get in the zone.
Coach, that one play that Cody down the sideline where they tangled up there, that was pass interference. That was a catchable pass, if that's even in the equation here. But they didn't call it.
Well, I don't think we have that in high school rules as far as whether it's catchable pass or not. It's either interference or it's not interference. They got tangled up, and again, they're riding us hard, playing their man coverage. And when you're doing that, you're going to be pushing and shoving. And I thought Cody was fixing to come off of him. The ball was thrown back to the inside, and he was trying to get leverage around that guy. And the guy trips him, knocks him down, shoves him down. Whatever happened. And we probably get that 10 out of 10 times if we're playing a regular game here during a regular season against us. And so, again, all questionable calls. But in any case, great football game. My hat's off to Riverdale. That bunch knows how to win a football game. There's no doubt about it. Things look difficult at times. I think keys to the ball game early on, we had a chance. We had great field position. Had a chance to go up 14. And before you turn around, you're going in the dressing room and you're down 10-6. And, we couldn't give up the big plays. We gave up an 8-9-yard run because we missed a tackle at the line of scrimmage that we haven't been missing all year long. Offensively, we bogged down in the running game. Of course, they make it tough. They put a lot of people in the box up in there, and the field conditions just didn't warrant us getting outside. I'm sure they would say the same thing. The running games weren't real effective, and you maybe take that long run out of theirs, and they don't have a ton of yardage either. But very proud of my kids. I think they fought hard all year long. They gave us as Oak Ridgers a lot of excitement and a lot of good memories. I feel for our seniors. They don't get another chance. The underclassmen, if they choose, do get another chance. And hopefully, this one's going to stay in there. And, it'll push us, motivate us to work a little bit harder during the offseason because I think we still put a pretty good football team on the field coming back next fall.
30 seniors will graduate, though, and it'll be tough to replace those guys. You can't replace them. You just have to stick some new guys in there and just let them play.
Well, you never replace those guys, and they all hold a special place in your heart. You know, we've been through a long time, many months together, and everything's not rosy as it is in most families, but I'm proud to be part of the Wildcat family, and I'm very proud of those guys and what they stand for, and I think this team will go down as one of those great ones in the history, even though we don't have that championship to show.
Coach, thanks a lot for the season and working with you. We'll have one more show on the television. I've enjoyed this season, and have a good weekend, and the sun's going to come up tomorrow.
There's no doubt about that, and before we sign off, let me say thanks to all the Wildcat fans. I thought our crowd was great tonight, stayed to the bitter end. They've been very supportive all year long, and I think we've made some tremendous strides in our athletic program, our football program, the facilities up here at Blankenship. You know, just everything to be proud of, and as we said coming into this ball game, no regrets, and I don't think there are any as far as the season is concerned. But thanks, everybody.
One more thing. Have you ever coached in the snow before?
Yeah, I have. You know, it wasn't bad really down there. I thought it was kind of fun. You know, it was coming down pretty good, and it looks like some of them old NFL games. I know I was sitting there yesterday watching some of them Thanksgiving games, and when they were playing them inside, I said, this isn't Thanksgiving football. You know, it's supposed to be cold and sloppy and wet and snowing sometimes, but it was a lot of fun. You know, I've had a few opportunities when I was younger in high school and things to play in the snow, and I do cherish those times, and I'm glad our kids had an opportunity to play in a game of this magnitude, and I'm glad our fans, I know they enjoyed it, and good high school football game.
Let you have a good weekend.
Thank you, David.
Coach Bruce Lussier, head coach of the Wildcats. The final score posted on the board: Riverdale defeats Oak Ridge 17-13, ending the Wildcats season. Second loss of the year, one to Dobbins-Bennett, one to Riverdale, and the Wildcats came within 5 yards of perhaps going to the state championship ball game, and I don't fault anybody. They just had other opportunities. It wasn't that particular play, but it did end on that one as the Wildcats turned it over, and just heartbreak here at Blankenship.
Well, when you get a chance in a big ball game, you got to capitalize, and Oak Ridge had a lot of chances that they didn't do that on. And my hat's off to this Riverdale team, very good football team, and Oak Ridge, you know, the sun will come up tomorrow, and of course, you know, they'll start here in a few weeks of getting ready for next year. The seniors on this team, 30 of them have all contributed, even the ones that, you know, maybe even never played. There's guys on the scout team, and, you know, it's just as hard for those guys as it is for the guys that we call out every night. And, you know, great year, and, you know, 12-2, there's a whole heck of a lot of teams in the state that would like to be where Oak Ridge was tonight.
Scott, I appreciate your work once again. We're in double figures in years in terms of broadcasting ball games. Will you be back with me next year?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't miss it for the world, David. I think it's the end of our 12th year, and I appreciate working with you and Ben. You know, what a great job Ben does, and, you know, all the guys back at the station and the camera people, and it's been a fun year. It's really been fun.
Well, let me thank a few people before we go off here. Darren, of course, is our engineer. He'll have a highlight show and a scoreboard show at the conclusion of when we go off the air here. Mike Sheehan helped me out a great deal in the freshman junior varsity. My hat's off to him. Another great year for him, and I enjoy being around him and all the guys on the Channel 15 crew. Of course, our camera personnel, Michael Davis, Kevin McKeithen, Joe Reynolds, and Connor Goldmeyer, Cody Southern, and all the guys that help with the show on Wednesday nights. And I know they're disappointed because most of them are on this football team, but they did a great job, and I appreciate them a great deal. And Scott Munger, of course, and we're going to close it out here. Once again, the final score here from Blankenship Field: the Wildcats defeated by the Riverdale Warriors 17-13. Tomorrow at 3:30, the basketball teams are in action against Victory Christian Center Academy out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Girls game 6:30 or 3:30. And the boys' game will be at 5 o'clock. We'll have the broadcast on WATO. Once again, the final score, 17-13 Riverdale. They're heading to the state championship ball game. This is David Clary saying so long, everybody.